Pittsburgh Steelers. Today, his Titans take on Pittsburgh and Hightower. That's coming up next on CBS.
Miles here? Of course. I'm looking at it right now. Hey, look, listen, I gotta go. All right, look, I'll see you tonight.
Best Buy same-day delivery can get you the right pet where you need it, when you need it.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
You shouldn't have.
Almost didn't.
You don't need it.
All I want for Christmas is a Pittsburgh Steelers win today over the Tennessee Titans, along with a playoff push with a few games to go. Thank you for tuning in and listening to my NFL Live Watch Long Reactions live right here on YouTube. Tennessee Titans, Pittsburgh Steelers kick off Heinz Field, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Coming up on CBS with Jim Nance, Jenny Remmel, and Tracy Wilson on the call. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Kool-Aid Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Titans, hashtag Steelers. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. Tennessee has not defeated Pittsburgh since I was in high school, so it's been a while. Pittsburgh currently on a 3-game winning streak, including a road win last October after the game, because of COVID, was moved around. But that game came down to the wire, from what I can recall. Final play of the game, the black and gold found a way to win it. Of course, continued their 11-0 start before they lost 5 of 6. Bounced in the first round of the playoffs, sitting at 6-6, along with that one tie against the Lions. So 6-1 are the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming off of a Thursday night road loss last week at Minnesota. They need a fast start today at home, a place they're, for the most part, since the start of the year, unbeatable at home. They do have the tie against the Lions at 16-16 a month ago, but they're 4-2-1 overall at home. Playoff game, because if they lose, they're done for. Kansas City they go to next week. They're coming off of a road win on Thursday night against the Chargers, looking unstoppable as well right now. Tennessee wins, they'll take over the number 1 spot with the head-to-head win over the Chiefs, but as we're underway, touchback on the opening kick from the 25-yard line. It began with a 1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right to left across your television screen, radio and auto dial. Cowboys, Giants on Fox in my area, so those are the 2 respective games on. Steelers need a very fast start. You can't start down 29-0 like you did last week, and you got to find a running game with rookie running back out of Alabama in Najee Harris. Rock the Naj, run 22. Play action, play good defense, rely on your special teams, and it should be all right. 1st and 10, Ben gonna fake it, complete. Deontay Johnson, who now has over 1,000 yards receiving on the year, gets a Pittsburgh Steeler 1st down for 16 yards at the 41-yard line. Move the sticks. Had a few men open and went to 18 DJ, and 30 seconds in, Pittsburgh starting off not necessarily strong. We'll see how the rest of this drive goes, but good opening play. Got to continue to capitalize and build some rhythm and momentum up and continue to drive the football downfield. Keep it simple. Balance and consistency. Work the sticks. Out of the pistol, they hand off to Najee Harris, who's going to get about 2, maybe 3 yards. They say 2nd and 8, so a 2-yard official gain. But hoping for a good matchup today. Tennessee sitting at 9-4, as mentioned. If they win, they are coming off a win last week as well over the Jacksonville Jaguars that sent Urban Meyer packing out of the National Football League, fired Wednesday night, Thursday morning. No longer their head coach. Jacksonville underway at home against Houston with 2-11 teams. Somebody's going to have to win that. But 2nd and 8, the handoff again, and Najee Harris going to lose 4, maybe 5. It'll be 3rd and long. But Yeah, the Titans win, they'll take over. That was actually a pass. Maybe that was even incomplete. It looked like it hit the ground, but they actually do say incomplete. Okay, so they luck out for a loss of 4, maybe 5. And still 3rd and 8. Still 3rd and 8. No, but if the Titans win, they will take over the number 1 spot. Currently in the AFC playoff picture. Zach Gentry, in motion. Ben going to go deep far side, has a man chase Claypool, and 11 comes down with it. No, they say incomplete, he dropped it. Gonna have to see a replay on that. It looked like he caught it with his knees. Claypool had to go up for it a little bit. Yeah, he had it. Did it touch the ground? Okay, yeah, that's incomplete. 4th and 8, they'll punt. And here comes Presley Harvin with his blue suede shoes a minute and a half in to boom it away. And not that good of a punt. Gonna roll out of bounds at 31-yard line, so not that good of a start, but defensively, hopefully they can make a few stops. At least they're not going to have to go up against Derrick Henry today, of course, because he is still out with an injury. They signed Adrian Peterson to replace. He played, a game or 2, and then they cut him. He's now in Seattle. So it's going to be Jeremy McNichols, who's been in Tennessee. They've been able to run the ball effectively with him in the past. So I feel Tennessee on offense, and even more so in defense, too, with Mike Vrabel, of course, at the helm as the Titan head coach. The former Steeler himself, drafted at Ohio State by the Black and Gold before he went to New England and became who he is, and then, continued on in his career and got into coaching. What Tennessee is now and what they've been under him for the, past few years now, busting their way to wins. They're basically what the Steelers were, 15, 20 years ago. And, this rivalry with Tennessee and Pittsburgh, late 90s, early 2000s, arguably, growing up for myself, one of the best. There's some bad blood between the two. It just depends on who's coaching and who's playing, no doubt about it. But I feel it's safe to say what Tennessee is now is what Pittsburgh, once was. For the most part, under Bill Cowher. And Tomlin comes in, and Tomlin's had success. He's never had a losing season. Pittsburgh hasn't had a losing season in general since 2003. And, a few Super Bowl appearances and wins later. They're still, both these teams are. Of course, the Titans were once the Houston Oilers, and they've had their ups and downs. Everybody has, but and Tennessee's playing damn good football, so you got to respect it. Ryan Tannehill, he's a reliable quarterback. He's going to keep it simple. They're going to run the ball, play good defense, and they have 9 wins to show for it this year. No, but they're arguably, along with Pittsburgh, they both are 2 of the most historic franchises in the NFL. 1st and 10 from the 30, officially, and Chris Wormley, along with Cameron Hayward. Wormley, the former Raven who had a few sacks a couple weeks back against the Baltimore Ravens, didn't do a damn thing against the Vikings, but on the first play here today, he's going to take down Ryan Tannehill on a sack back at the 22-yard line, and they're going to have a 2nd and long. Pittsburgh will get Joe Hayden back on defense today, which is a good thing. He's back for the first time in 4 games. So if they can force some pressure up front, of course, Hayward, Wormley off the edge of T.J. Watt, Devin Bush, and Schobert along with Highsmith in the middle, and then as That was Arthur Millette, 35 on the stop, along with Nick Fitzpatrick, it looked like. They're both in the back end, but then they get Joe Hayden back, and like I've said a few times the past couple weeks, it seems to me they've missed him. He's been out with a lower leg injury. He was questionable even this morning, but he is active. He's in. He is playing. So 3rd and 15 now from the 25 for the Titans. Trip, stop your screen, tight end in motion near side. And Ryan Tannehill going to throw a screen near side, and they're going to go 3 and out. At least Pittsburgh got a first down, but then the drive stalled. But sack on the first play of the game by the Steeler defense, and telling Tennessee how it's going to go today for the most part. Tennessee actually, pregame, just as, you know, a few teams recently have also done the same, and in the past. Like I said, Tennessee, as the punt's up and away, and on the return from the 18-yard line is number 14, Ray McLeod, and out to the 35 he goes for a Pittsburgh Steeler first down. 1st and 10 from there with 11:16 to play in this opening quarter. They're always trying to start shit. I don't care what it is or what it's about. Tennessee's always trying to start shit with Pittsburgh. And we just saw last week the Raiders went on the road and did the same damn thing, and they got their ass kicked. Chiefs almost put 50 up on their ass. So I'm not saying Pittsburgh's going to do the same, but you know, when you come in and disrespect whatever it is about your opponent in their home stadium, and for the most part, it's, yeah, disgracing, standing on the logo, or Tennessee in the past, they've used terrible towels to, as I'm sure a lot of Steeler fans this year for the 6 losses have also dried away the tears, but no, they, you know, were making fun about that. This would have been, you know, a good 15 years ago or so. I remember they had Vince Young and Chris Johnson, and, you know, they ended up throwing them on the ground and saying they stomped the Steelers, which they didn't, you know, stomp them by any means. I mean, they beat them. A win's a win. And they're one of the best teams in the year that year, so they had some leeway of, you know, doing what they wanted to do. But then I do believe, in fact, they lost in the playoffs because in 2008 Pittsburgh went and won the Super Bowl. So, you know, in the end, they were the last one standing and got the last laugh. But this game, along with Cowboys-Giants, it's also underway. Those are the 2 games I have on right now. Supposed to have Washington-Philly, but that, of course, was postponed and moved to Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on Fox. We should still get that in my area because that game, along with the Seahawks-Rams game on Tuesday night, they're only going to be locally, regionally broadcast. So, live watch long reactions right now. So thank you for tuning in and listening. We've already had Week 15 here. Kickoff had on Thursday night with the Chiefs and Chargers last night. Saturday Night Football. Patriots, Colts, Titans, Steelers right now. Tomorrow we'll have live watch long reactions as well, along with on Tuesday, if in fact that game is going to be on in my area, which it should be. We're supposed to have it today. Pittsburgh 1st and 10. Ball going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Yeah, so that game was originally supposed to be on, but of course it's not because it's not being played right now. They'll play in a little over 48 hours or so. Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. But also right now going on around the league, we have Panthers, Bills, Cardinals, Lions, Jets, Dolphins, Cowboys, Giants, Texans, Jaguars. And then everything else will either, if it hasn't already been played this week, kick off later today, tomorrow, or on Tuesday. No more bye weeks. We'll update stats and scores, though, and also take a look around the rest of the league at halftime, though. So stay tuned for that. But Now 3rd and 10 after an incompletion from Roethlisberger deep downfield, and 10 for Deontay Johnson, it looked like. There actually was 13, not 18, excuse me, James Washington. And he, well, maybe ran a little too far at first, and then he had to come back for it. It really wasn't necessarily underthrown. Ben had to make a play, roll out. He was getting pressured and did what he could do, and at least he didn't turn it over. And okay, it's incompletion, but now you got a 3rd and 10 from the 35, the original line of scrimmage, because he hadn't been able to move the ball an inch. Slant over the middle, complete to Deontay Johnson, and go north-south, buddy, not east-west. First down's in front of you, not to the side. And he's only going to get about 3, maybe 4 yards. They give him 4. It'll still be 4th down, though, 4th and 6. And 2 quick series by the Pittsburgh Steelers today. And Harvin's on the punt again. So that's where we're at. Tied up at 0. Tennessee going to get it back. Turnovers could play key today. How much, though, honestly, just because recently. But, you know, maybe in that regard, nice big punt here. Fielded from the 10-yard line. Tennessee on the return down the far sideline. It's coming back. There's a flag on the play. It's hold or a block in the back. Very good return out past midfield of the Steeler line of scrimmage to the 35-yard line. 10-10 to play. And this looks like it's going to be coming back, though. Or Tennessee signaling it's against the Steelers. What are the Zebras going to say? The thing is, if it's a penalty, okay, call it. If not, don't. But during the kick, block in the back. How the hell can you have a block in the back on the kicking team? 10 yards added to the end of the run, so they're going to set up shop right outside the red zone, knocking on the door. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Well, all right, that's a penalty. Yeah. And then he missed the tackle, and then, Jesus Christ. And now they're going to go, and they're going to score some points. I mean, hell, they're already in field goal range, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. Because if not, and that's a block in the back on the Titans on the return, you know, they're setting up shop with the length of the field to go. You know, 1st and 10, back probably inside the 10. But now they have a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line officially, and Tannehill's going to be under center. Jesus Christ. And a handoff. And Dante Foreman, the former Longhorn, gets 6 to the 19. He's 2nd down and 4. Got to get a stop. Got to keep him out of the end zone. Force a kick. Make him settle for 3. As I was saying with turnovers, like the past few games, they really haven't been a whole lot. Like, really haven't made a difference. I mean, I know they picked off Cousins, you know, late in the second half last week, and that's really what got them back into the game because they had abandoned the run. The Vikings did, and then they held on to win, almost blew a 20-0 lead. But, you know, Baltimore, Jackson threw a pick in the end zone. They couldn't capitalize. They're either turning the ball over, and it's costing them, the Pittsburgh Steelers here, or they're getting turnovers and then not really doing anything with them. So, penalties cost them right now, but they did give up a big return anyway. But still, we'll see how much penalties and turnovers factor into this game today. Midway through this opening quarter, 2 yards, 2nd and 8. They had a completion for a 1st down there after that initial 6-yard gain to begin the drive. And in the meantime, on Fox, Ezekiel Elliott, feed him. Rushing touchdown up the middle as the Cowboys take the early lead at the Giants. Still looking for our first score here. 2nd and 8 now from the 12 for the Titans. Trips in a bunch near side, left to right. Tannehill out of the gun. Over the middle, it's going to be caught and dropped. Incomplete. And almost picked off, actually, by Devin Bush.
intended for Swain. Well, here we go. This is a great job. We talked about
And a third down. If you can get off the field, force a kick. As speaking of kicks, the extra point by Dallas is up and no good, so 6-0. Yeah, that ball's almost picked off. Good coverage by Bush and Schobert. And you got to catch that, but that's why you're playing linebacker and not tight end. Incomplete, 3rd down and 8 for Tennessee. And Devin Bush, I mean, he's had a quiet year. He needs to step up a little bit more. But they bring 4 on the pressure. Watt almost gets to him. And then Tannehill dumps it off. And then McNichols is going to reach for the goal line. And because of a few missed tackles, he's going to be brought down short right down at the 1-yard line. He's a little slow to get up. He is hurt. They'll take a timeout. Yeah. You can tell he's banged up right there on that play after that hit. They try to punch the ball out. Minka, in the end, was the one who brought him down. And then Cameron Hayward, the gut to the knee of him, hits McNichols right in the fucking face. And, yeah, you could tell his head went back a little bit. Sure, his back got cracked on that play, but, yeah, that had to hurt. I mean, because when your body, your lower body at least, your legs, you're down, but then Hayward, it wasn't a cheap shot. It was coming to make the tackle to make sure for sure he was down because it was right there at the goal line. You don't want him, into the end zone scoring a touchdown, but they're not. Now they're going to have a 1st and goal anyway. So who's going to step up for Tennessee at running back if he can't go the rest of the way? Well, they've already worked into Dave Foreman, who had 6 yards to begin this drive, but yeah, he basically got not split in two, but lower half of his body is already down, and then from his waist up, like, just went backwards, making a Pac-Man. And yeah, that was a big hit right there. Hopefully he's okay. You never, of course, want to see anybody get hurt by any means, but thought there for a minute they were going to be able to get off the field. Credit to the Titan offensive line. They would protect Tannehill like that. They almost got to him on the pressure, and he somehow got rid of it near side. And in the end, some yards on the catch and run afterwards for Yak, and then the injury. So now they have a 1st and goal. But because we said at a commercial break, we'll get back to it here shortly. But once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Go in Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share. Use hashtags NFL, Titans, Steelers, along with the game hashtag of 10, TEN, versus Pitt, PIT, for Tennessee and Pittsburgh, respectively. And then chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. 1st and goal, Titans from the 1-yard line. Inside the 1, actually, at the half-yard line. Out of the eye. Tight end's going to be in motion. And they'll sneak it. And Tannehill's going to get in. Touchdown, Titans. Titans strike first. They're going to kick it. Go for 1. That's the right decision. You know it's cold out when both head coaches, when Vrabel never wears a hat to begin with. And then Mike Tomlin always wears a ball cap. You know it's cold out 6 days before Christmas when both head coaches are wearing winter hats. So, 6 play, yeah. They had a good starting spot for this drive. They only had to go 25 yards after the return and then the penalty. So, good starting field position. They capitalize off it, and they score a touchdown. And they're running the damn ball. They are. We'll pull up some stats here in a minute, but Tennessee is going to keep it simple, and they're going to run the football, and Tannehill isn't going to have to do much, but he has weapons to throw to, of course, if needed, including Julio Jones, who they traded for this past offseason. So he's active. They actually just got him back, I believe, last week, so he was out for a while. I mean, Derrick Henry's still out, but they're still able to run the football, and it all starts up front. Get able to block, to run, open up the pass, do what you want to do on offense at that point, because for the most part, you're going to be allowed to do whatever the hell you want if you have a running game. And then you play good defense and get a turnover or two, and like I said, they're 9-4. They're sitting pretty. They are. And I feel, because hell, they went to the AFC Championship game a couple years back. That was in Brady's last year in New England, because they went to Foxborough in the wildcard round and beat the Pats, who lost to the Colts last night. But they then beat Baltimore, who Pittsburgh beat 2 weeks back and still have to play to close the regular season in a couple games. Of course, they lost to the Chiefs before they won the Super Bowl, but Kansas City beat LA on Thursday night. 1st and 10, Najee Harris on a run, nowhere for him to go. 2nd down and 10. So it's going to be one up front. It's going to be, okay, with how this game's gone, can you run the football and can you stop it? If Pittsburgh can do both, they're going to be in a good spot. But if not, they're screwed. Because same goes for Tennessee. They're stopping the run, but they're able to run the football on offense. And they have a touchdown already. Whether it's a quarterback sneak or not, that's still a rushing touchdown. That's been Pittsburgh's trouble all year. No running game. Even though Najee Harris has as many all-purpose yards as he has this year, they're also working him out of the backfield in the screen game, but it all starts up front. You got to be able to block, to run, open for pass. Roethlisberger goes down the sack. They'll have a 3rd and 14. Jesus Christ. And the receivers, they're really missing Juju. Of course, he's been out now for, a little over 2 months. It's still next man up, and Deontay Johnson has. But everybody else, other than Pat Fryermuth and Eric Ebron's gone AWOL. Claypool's too busy celebrating, and James Washington still really doesn't know how to catch a football. And Ray McLeod's really good in the return game. So, and they run a fucking screen, and it's not there, incomplete. 4th down, and they're going to punt again for the 3rd straight time to begin this game. Jesus Christ. Once again, starting slow. You can't put yourself in a hole and then expect to get out of it whenever the hell you think you're going to get out of it. Because time's not going to be on your side when it comes down to it. We saw that last week. And we've seen that how many times this year in general. Okay? They're better at home than they are on the road. But when they went to the Chargers and the Vikings, both in primetime for a Sunday night and Thursday night game, they had that game lost, I don't know how many damn times. Both games. More so than the Charger game, but because they never took a lead last week, but still. They had both games lost, and then won, and then still found a way to lose both. At least they won 2 weeks back over Baltimore, because if they would have lost that, they'd currently be on a 4-game losing streak with a tie to begin it all. So 4-1 over their last month, not having won in a little over a month and a half then. But still, they're just too inconsistent. They're one-dimensional. They have no running game. Whereas Tennessee, and for the most part, everybody else they've played this year has. And it's the turnovers. At least they haven't turned it over yet. Knock on wood, hopefully they don't. But when they turn it over, the other team's 95% of the time going to capitalize on it. Because they have. So history's on whoever the hell they're playing. side. And like I said a little bit ago, when they get turnover, very rarely do they do something with it. At least recently, because both losses, look at this, to the Bengals, they turned the ball over a few times, and they lost both games. Penalties and turnovers kill you. Turn the ball over against the Raiders, turn the ball over against the Lions and the Chargers as well, even the Packer game early October, but it's one or two little things. That's why every game, for the most part this year, has in fact taken us to Heart Attack City. It's just like, I don't know how you can play like this. It's a slow start until you get your head out of your ass and decide to play football today. That's just where you're going to be at. So hopefully we don't take a trip to Heart Attack City today, but never say never, but never, as Mike Tomlin once said. It all starts up front. Because if you don't have a running game, and this is why Roethlisberger gets shit on all the time, because he has to do it all by himself, and he can't. They've always had a running game for him, and just the past few years they haven't, and it's hard to talk about because it sucks. And Tannehill over the middle, complete. Minka Fitzpatrick on the tackle after a 12-yard reception, 1st and 10, Tennessee under 6 to play in this opening quarter. And when the defense is playing as good as they are, but then some games it's like they just, once again, also forget how to tackle and play football. You got a penalty on the play. Encroachment and offside on the Steelers. Jesus Christ, come on, Cam Hayward. I don't know about that much, but all right. They didn't pick it up. You got to live with it and move on. Keep playing.
October 31st, surgery a couple days later. Mike Vrabel really careful about what he wants to say as far as when he might be back. He doesn't know the answer.
So 1st and 5 now for Tennessee. Yeah. 1st and 5 from the 36. And a handoff near side. 2-3 yards. And a cloud of dust. And second and 2. Good starting field position once again. Because of the bad punts by Harvin. I mean, the first one, they had a good return on it, and that was on the best punt. But still, you can't allow, them just to continue to drive. Eventually, you're going to have to stop them if you want to do something and, get back into this ball game. And regardless if, update some scores, Urban Meyer's coach or not for Jacksonville, they're still getting beat by Houston. Of course, Titans' former home city before they became the Tennessee Titans, as they were once the Houston Oilers. The Texans are on top first quarter, but 10-point lead is 10-point lead. 13-3, and then Dallas leads New York 6-3. Got an update down the field. Shoulder injury for Jeremy McNichols on that big hit at the goal line. He's probable to return. But they still have backs to run with, so they're not worried. Carolina and Buffalo knotted up at 0. We'll update more stats and scores coming at halftime, so stay tuned. But 1st and 10 now from the 24-yard line. Motion man out of the backfield. They'll fake the give to him, run a screen near side, and it's dropped incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Jim Nantz and Romo on the call once again today for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. That's too many times, but it is what it is. Yeah, just regardless of whoever is calling the game, including myself, Second and 10 for Tennessee. They're on a toss far side, and they're going to get the first down. Well, maybe about a half yard short. Be 2nd and 1, it looks like. You know, Pittsburgh still ain't doing much. The max number of points they've scored in a game this year has been 37. It wasn't a loss because it was in a comeback because they had that game lost and then won and then lost again. Everything else is in the teens or 20s. And it's, you know, for the most part, a one-score game, if not less. 3rd and 1, they get the first down. Tannehill on the run again. Keeping it simple. Take what the defense gives you and go. You know, like, it's not that hard. It's common sense. Especially when you're going to be running the same damn plays and they're not stopping you. More power and credit to you. Because why would you run something else? Like Minnesota last week, that game could have been over way before it finished up, coming down to the final play of the game, because they abandoned the run. They had a 20-0 lead, and somehow they only won by 8. They play at Chicago tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. That'll be the second of 2 games tomorrow because the Raider-Brown game from yesterday was postponed till tomorrow at 5 o'clock, so the Browns are going to host the Silver and Black. So we had an NFL game on Thursday, Saturday, full slate today, and then 2 doubleheaders tomorrow on Monday and then Tuesday as well. And then Tennessee's going to be in action on a short week next week, hosting the 49ers right before Christmas. So as Pittsburgh's coming off of a mini bye, if you will, another slow start though, so it really doesn't matter. 2nd and 10, give up about a yard or so. 3rd and 9 to Foreman again. And Isaiah Loudermilk along with it looked like Big Bob Robert Spillane on the tackle. 3rd and 9 now from the 12. Last time they were in this situation, they ended up getting a 1st and goal at the 1 and then scored a play later. It's complete, and then Marcus Allen, former Nittany Lion, on the stop. And they're going to kick it. Here comes the field goal unit, and Tennessee's going to try to make it a 10-point lead now as we near the end of the first quarter. From the 8-yard line, yeah, it'd be about 25, 26-yard field goal. Kicks up and good. Tennessee on top of Pittsburgh. Minute 13 to play in the opening quarter. 10-0. 10-zip Titans. Pittsburgh's a 1.5-point favorite. I don't know how that's possible, but they are. I mean, I would think that's just home field advantage right there. Because they're 4-2-1 at home this year. Their 2 losses were back-to-back back in September. Of course, they go on a 4-game winning streak, tie, and then they've lost 3 or 4. But, like I said, they're better at home than they are on the road. So, if they do squeak into the playoffs, which right now, with them on the outside looking in, you know, that's up in the air. But, I mean, they're 6-1. They could be a hell of a lot better than they are. Probably should have a few more wins. Because, like I said, it's, you know, a couple things throughout the 60 minutes set. Of course, whether it went their way or not, probably should have, and, you know, they probably should have a few more wins, but they could be a hell of a lot worse than they are and already be out of it, and, okay, you're moving on to the future. And mark my words, if they lose today, there's going to be a ton of pressure on Roethlisberger this next week before they go to Kansas City next Sunday, the day after Christmas. Be a regular week, of course, with a holiday, though. Might seem off, but at least Christmas isn't in the middle of the week this year. It's better when it's, later in the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the weekend, because then it just screws everything up in general. Because you don't know what day it is, and then it takes you a couple weeks to get back to normal into the new year. And hopefully everyone have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year as well. But, it's just a couple of things here or there. I mean, so in the end, I'll take it. Now, for what it's worth, 6-1, you're only one of two teams that has a tie, and with that tie, still don't really know right now if that's going to either help or hurt them in the end, because we still have a lot of football left to be played. So until these games get situated and figured out, of course, as always, may the best team win. They got to look themselves in the mirror and start playing better football if they do want to win. Like I said, they've had a lot of close games. They have. Ray McLeod on the return going to be brought down around the 27, 28-yard line, give or take, depending on the spot. So, we'll see what it gives. As always, I'm sure something will, but that's just where we're at right now in this game and this season for the Steelers in general. The over-under is 44 for anyone interested in that as well. But Tennessee, after that field goal, they've now scored on back-to-back drives. They lead the Steelers 10-0 with a minute to play in this opening quarter. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh from the 28, and they'll run an end around with Deontay Johnson. He's got a good block by Freiermuth and an 11-yard run and a first down. Actually, just going to mark him short, the 2nd and inches, it looks like. But they say first down, so make up your damn mind.
Well, Jim, you talked about it. Derrick Henry rehabbing right now in hopes of getting back later this season. And he was able to find some time, though, still to host his annual tour.
They say 1st and 10, but they mark him short. What the fuck? They get the 1st and 10 on that. So what is it now? 1st and 10 again, or now 2nd and 8? Because you can't make up your mind on the original play after the initial first down. So now it's 2nd and 7. So there's some confusion. The refs need to get their head on straight. Okay, so it was 1st and 10. 3 yards on that run, so 2nd and 7. And out of the pistol. Hurry, hurry. Fear. Been trying to get them jump off sides, it looks like. They got a lot of time on the play clock, but this game clock going to expire unless they get it off. They do. Close the first quarter. Bubble screen complete. Deontay Johnson. Nice stiff arm. And he's going to get about 6, maybe 6.5, 7. They'll either have a 3rd and inches or 1st and 10 to begin the second quarter when we return, depending on the spot there. I think he's going to be short. They'll have a 3rd and short when we come back. But at the end of 1, the Titans lead the Steelers 10-0. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening to my live watch-along audio-only reactions over here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share. Chat questions and comments. Super chat. Super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As well, stats, as Pittsburgh really doesn't have anything to show for right now. Roethlisberger's 3 of 8 for 26 yards passing. When you're starting wide receiver, leads the team in rushing because of that end-around run to close out the first quarter. 15 minutes in, you got a problem. He has a carry for 10 yards, whereas Najee Harris only has 3 carries for 6 yards. So they got to do better up front. I mean, the offensive line throughout the year, it has been shaky. There's been a few games in which they've played extremely well, and then some other games, it's like they just let defenders walk right by him, and Ben's going down, run for his life, and trying to get the ball out. And well, you force pressure, you're gonna, for the most part, hope the quarterback makes a mistake. And I mean, he's thrown a few interceptions, no doubt about it. I mean, everybody does. When hasn't that happened before? But it starts up front. You're able to run the football. They can find a running game, because look at Tennessee. Hilliard 4 for 17, Dante Foreman 3 of 15, and then Tannehill has 2 carries, 3 yards, a first down and a touchdown. And then he's also 6 for 9 passing for 40 yards. So 10-0 Titans at the end of one over the black and gold. Like I said, to begin the quarter here before half, they're either going to have a 3rd and inches or a 1st and 10. All going to depend on the spot there. And like I said, I think it'll be 3rd and short, if I'm not mistaken, because it looked like he was short. So unless they decided to give him first down. As they show the first quarter stats. Total yards, Pittsburgh has 37 total yards, and guess who has 36 of them? Deontay Johnson. 3rd and 1. Gotta rock the Naj, run Najee Harris, run 22. 3rd and short is where you should be able to run the football, and then, you're gonna have a 3rd and fucking 6 because you can't get the snap right. False start. Jesus Christ. You want to shoot yourselves in the foot a little bit more? No time even off the clock to begin the quarter, and you get a false start. Now, if they jumped off sides, okay, but no, it's a false start. Now you've got a 3rd and 6, and the play call is going to change. Matt Canada's had I don't know how you want to explain his season as the OC by any means, but yeah. And even Keith Butler as defense coordinator, I mean, him called great stuff, but at the same time, it just I don't know what it is. Roethlisberger's looking to throw a 3rd and 6, going to dump it off on the screen. Najee Harris, spin move, and 2-3 yards maybe. So 4th down, they'll punt again for the 4th straight time to begin this game. Jesus Christ. Put yourself in a hole. They just try to do too much, it seems like. They get in over their head, and, in the end, with no running game and Ben having to do it all by himself again, just, play calling wise on both sides, it hasn't been terrible, but it really hasn't been great though either. It hasn't. It's really not even anywhere in the middle either. But they make their plays. They score points. They can do so much more though. They know it as much as we do, and that's the problem. Because when you don't then, and your quarterback, who hopefully isn't going in to his last few regular season games this year, but if it is Roethlisberger's last year, then okay, but you're going to have to do something in the offseason, whether that's in free agency or in the draft, because the backup quarterbacks on this roster behind Ben are not the future. So I still feel Ben can play for another year or two, honestly, if they give him a running game and weapons to throw to, which he has, but they just got to step the hell up too and make plays, because the defense is as good as it's been, it's always one thing or another, and it's a few things here or there that have cost them a few games this year. Not necessarily saying, I am, but I'm not. It's just frustrating sometimes. It is. 2nd and 8 from the 17 and a handoff. And then a gang tackle at the 20 after a 3-yard gain, so 3rd down and 5 for the Tennessee Titan offense with a 10-point lead.
Mike Grable just yesterday got past play coming up, but one of his big concerns is you've harped on it already. We just have to protect the better. Talking about Tannehill, who's been the one steady, the one constant this season with all the changing pieces.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few turnovers compared to the early part of that injury, but he really has when he's there.
3rd down and 5 from the 20. And Tannehill is the play clock. Winds down, gets the snap off, takes a big hit. It's caught and then fumbled, and the Steelers recover. Minka Fitzpatrick right there to recover it. 1st and 10 Steelers. That's a catch and a fumble. I was waiting for them to run in and say incomplete and then flip shit, but no, that's the right call. So can you capitalize off of this turnover now? You have good starting field position for the first time all day. You're down 10 early 2nd quarter. You got to be able to score some fucking points now. You have to settle for 3. I'll take it. Get some points on the board. Want a touchdown, though. You got to score points. Like, it's not that hard to run the football. But at the same time, when you don't have an offensive line, well, no wonder they're in the situation they're in. But still, allow Big Ben to be Big Ben Roethlisberger. And just get the ball to your playmakers. Somebody's going to have to step up behind Johnson. I don't care whether it's Claypool, James Washington, or McLeod. Okay? But you're going to be inside the red zone here shortly, I would hope. You have good starting field position right now. Go to your tight ends. Please and thank you. Go to your tight ends. So they're taking a look at it. Looks like a little bit of delay, but it's going to be a 1st and 10 Steelers. And Minka Fitzpatrick on the fumble recovery. And it was Schobert actually up the middle with the big hit. I mean, the pass was on target, though, and then it was caught and then just fumbled. So 1st and 10, they run out of the pistol, end around on a toss, and then a big hit. Helmet comes off, and a 12-yard run by Chase Claypool. So they're, okay, running something trick play-wise they haven't run, but it's still a basic play. It's a simple end-around, but it was out of the pistol. Ben tossed it, and then now we got a whistle, and we're going to have another false start. Jesus Christ. And on the right tackle, Chuk.
We mentioned it at the top, how he can move past Rivers on the all-time career pass yardage list. He has done that.
Okay, Big Ben Roethlisberger now, because that was a pass to Johnson, and then Johnson tossed it to Claypool and then around, and he got 12 yards on the run. Ben Roethlisberger, with his 41 yards passing today, is now 5th all-time in NFL history in passing yards. That's some damn good company to be a part of right there, because there's only 4, and Ben just took a fucking shot. Where's the fucking flag? Come on. You want to throw these flags, you better be calling them down the middle. You can call the simple false starts and the offsides, but when there's a blatant late hit and you don't throw it, yeah, no wonder. What the fuck? How is that not a late hit? How's that not roughing the passer? How's that not automatic 1st down for 15 yards? Just wait till this game gets into the second half and keeps up. There's going to be hell to pay. 2nd and 15 from the 29 out of the pistol. Complete. There's DeFryermuth, the rookie tight end out of Penn State, and down to the 18-yard line he goes. Now with 3rd down and 4. Under 11 to play before halftime. And, yeah, I don't get why there wasn't a flag on that previous play, though, for a late hit. Like, he clearly hit him after he got rid of the football. Any other time, you'd be throwing it for something less than that. And then 3rd and 4, they take a shot in the end zone on a fade, and it's incomplete. And now here comes the Wizard of Boz himself, Chris Boswell, for about a 36-yard field goal. Got to make it, though. It won't be a successful drive if you miss this. You got to make it. You got to make this. You got to get starting field position. You capitalize off the fumble now with 3. And they do. Kicks up and good. 10:35 to play before halftime. Steelers cut it to 7. They still trail, but they cut it to 7. Down 10-3. 10.5 to play before the half. Yeah. It does seem to me now penalties and turnovers are going to factor into this game. If that keeps up and, they're calling it one way and not the other, when they should be calling it down the middle, yeah. And then they wonder why, people are getting pissed off because they're calling this or calling that, but then they don't call a penalty here or there. Like, they clearly missed that, and Ben was a little slow to get up, holding his left collarbone, it looked like. So hopefully he's okay. Because if not, well, unfortunately, with Christmas right around the corner, maybe they'll get a Christmas miracle out of Mason Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and he'll be able to do something, but I highly doubt it. But I'll digress on that because I don't even want to go there unless I absolutely have to. So, just, okay, at least they got a few points on the board now. 3rd and 4, though, I don't mind taking a deep shot, but honestly, you probably should have worked something over the middle. Work the screen game into it again, maybe. That's the thing with play calling. Like I said, I get it. I don't mind it, but you had a chance to score a touchdown. And you probably should have got an automatic first down, but you didn't. But you just got to play through it. If that's how they're going to call the game, so be it. Fuck them, So we'll see how this game plays out. But, like I said, at least they were able to attempt a field goal there, and it's up and good by Chris Boswell. So he's only had 2 misses this year. He's near perfect. He's reliable. They went from Jeff Reed, Sean Sweezum, now Chris Boswell. Over the past, 20 years or so, they've had a good kicker that if they have to rely on him, you're going to get points. And unlike the Chargers on 4th down, deciding to go for it 3-4 too many times, and that's what ended up losing the game on Thursday night. The Steelers kick it. It's up and good. So 10-3, 10:30 to play before halftime. Return out to around the 22. And Titans 1st and 10 from there. But Pittsburgh here now on defense again. Going to have to get off the field. Continue to make stops. Another turnover or 2 maybe. Stop the run though. And then get to Tannehill. And really, it might come down to turnovers. It might. Whoever wins the turnover battle, whoever can run and stop the run, might come out on top. 1st and 10 from the 22. And they fake the give. Hayward hits them. And then a deep ball, and it's caught and dropped at the 35. Comes loose. Will they say incomplete or catch and fumble? Because Pittsburgh's on the run. Joe Hayden, no, they say incomplete, 2nd and 10. Want to take a look at that. Catch down, then the ball comes out. Got our first update on Fox. Cardinals, Lions, and Detroit looking for their 2nd win of the year. They lead Arizona just as Tennessee did there a short time ago, 10-0. But Pittsburgh on the board, 10-3 now here from the Steel City. Handoff on 2nd and 10. Tennessee now a 3rd and about, actually mark them down shorter than expected. 3rd and about 4 now rather than 2.5, 3. Yeah. Actually 3rd and 5, shit. 3rd and medium for the Titans. 3rd and 5 for Tennessee. They're going to go hurry up here. Empty set, 5 wide. Running back now going to motion back into the backfield to the left of Tannehill. Under 10 to play, right to left across your television screen, radio and auto dial for this Titan offense. From the 28. And about a 6-yard reception, but it's still good enough for a first down. So they're going to move the sticks, and this drive will continue for the time being. Good play call. Yeah, keeping it simple. Work the sticks. Take what the defense gives you. It's not that hard. They're getting to Tannehill. They brought him down on the opening play of the game with a sack. Since then, they've still been able to get to him, just they haven't been able to wrap him up. And I'm surprised on a few of the hits they've had on him, they haven't thrown flags, but they haven't, and they didn't throw a flag, in which they should have on the late hit to bend there. But, I mean, you play through it. Like I said, if that's how they're going to call it, so fucking be it. But, just take care of business and it'll work itself out. That's all you can ask for. 2nd down and 10 after no gain on that run. Both teams still all 3 timeouts here. 8 minutes and counting to play before halftime. Plus 2-minute warning to come. And out of the gun, empty set. Tannehill looking to throw. It's caught. First down, Titans out past midfield. 1st and 10.
And that's where I see just that little difference right now is that you saw 6, 7 guys come flying in for a tackle and someone catches it for Tennessee. And on these, just a few too many missed tackles.
Yeah, way too many missed tackles. Once again today and all year, for God's sakes. Like, very frustrating as a Steeler fan. Not saying watching paint dry would be easier, but who knows. 1st and 10 from the 49. 2, maybe 3-yard run. Edmonds, Highsmith, Schobert on the stop. 2nd and 7. It's like you finally do something good. And, you know, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Because this Titan drive, they're making it look easy. And with a 7-point lead, going to make it double digits again. 2nd down and 7 from the 46. And they'll fake the give. Tannehill looking to throw. He dumps it off. You got to give credit to their offensive line. Okay, 1 sack. Like I said, begin the game. They've been able to get pressure on him since, but they haven't been able to bring him down. It all starts up front. Give a little block to run, protect the quarterback. It's all about protecting your quarterback and getting after the opposing quarterback. First and 10 from the 39. Let's wreak some havoc. And a nice 9-yard run before Minkah Fitzpatrick makes the stop. 2nd and short. Just boom, boom, pow for Tennessee right now running the football compared to Pittsburgh. Najee Harris still only has 6 yards rushing. Absolutely pathetic. Second and 1 now from the 30. Knocking on the door. And they'll fake the run again. That's a hold. That is a hold. They take a deep shot in the end zone, and it's going to be overthrown. Incomplete. Coverage by Weatherspoon, who's played well the past few games. Hell, he had the 2 interceptions on Cousins last week. And then Minka is also in the area. Maybe a little bit of a push off, but he didn't catch it anyway, so it'll be a different story if he did. 3rd and 1. Get off the field. Just get off the field. 3rd and 1 from the 30. And they're going to run it. And they're going to get the first down. And you can't get off the field. My God. They're going to work this clock now. Try to at least take as much time as they can off of it. Give Pittsburgh the ball back, even with 3 timeouts. I would hope with a 2-minute warning to come still, too, at that point, but who knows. To, try to do something before halftime, but I highly doubt it. At this rate, this drive started back at the 15-yard line. They're at the 29, 1st and 10, knocking on the door. And they run a screen, and Devin Bush will make the tackle, along with Minka Fitzpatrick at the 20-yard line. Another short down and distance to go. 2nd and 1.5, 2, 2nd and 1 officially, okay. 4:24 and counting to play before halftime. Like, they're just chipping away at it, the Titans are. Chunk yards. Putting themselves in a good spot, keeping it simple to pick up more first downs and keep the drive alive just with the sticks. Whereas Pittsburgh on 2nd and 1, they'd be throwing a deep shot. 2nd and 1 to their first down. And they run it. Got a flag on the play. We'll see what that is.
See what Bradley Rogers' crew comes up with here.
Let's drop with somebody blocking TJ Watt, 87, I'm guessing. Or Swain is trying to block TJ Watt. What do you think?
No hold, no foul on the play. First down. Not 3rd down, it's 1st down for Tennessee. They got the 1st down. They pick up the flag. Jesus Christ.
Right there, Swain.
Come on. Come on. You never want to blame the refs, but when they can't see worth the shit. Steeler Nation needs to donate to the foundation Bills Mafia did last week. 1st and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line. Because these Zebras... there, that's a fucking hold. Thank you. Flag comes out for that. It's incomplete in the end zone. They'll replay the down, be 1st and 20. So at least they get them on that. They make up for the previous one. That should be 2 holdings in a row. But only they get the latter because they pick up the first. Yeah, that was clearly a hold. And you can bust your way back 10 yards, Taylor Lewan. Holding Alex Highsmith off the edge near side. 1st and 20. Austin 3:16 to play in this first half. Ball going to be spotted at the 28-yard line. And they're going to run it again. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 20. You got to be able to get off the field now. And you should be able to get the ball back if you can with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to do something before halftime. And if you can force a kick rather than give up a touchdown with a make, and then you do something, okay, you're probably still going to be down at least a touchdown at halftime, if not a little bit more, maybe a little less. If you can get potentially to 13-10 at the half, if they can do something on offense, if they can get off the field right now on defense. 2nd 20, they're on a bubble screen near side. Missed tackle after missed tackle after missed tackle, and they get to the 15-yard line, and we'll have a third down and 7. Third and 7. And yeah, that's the other thing too. Tennessee's going to get the ball to begin the second half. They're going to take this 2-minute warning and have a third and 7. And now probably just take back everything I just said, because with 3 timeouts for themselves, third and 7 inside the 20, if they can continue to work the clock and then score a touchdown, give Pittsburgh the ball back even with 3 timeouts and then no time left before half, get the ball to begin the second half, do something then, go up at a max of 24-3. I mean, Pittsburgh plays better coming back down in the second half, no doubt about it. They've done it how many damn times this year, but you never want to put yourself in the situation, but they have once again with another slow start. So there's nothing really anybody can do about it other than them. But until they do, honestly, what do you expect? Because this is just how they play football anymore. Like, it just blows my damn mind. It's very frustrating with just how they don't necessarily play football, but think that this is going to get the job done 9 times out of 10 when it doesn't. And they know that as much as we do too. It's just very, very frustrating because you never want to start down. Fighting back out of a hole. And like I said, once again, just as they do something good, this drive's going on now for how long for Tennessee? They started back at the 15-yard line. Very, very good drive. Working the clock and probably going to score a few points. Pittsburgh cannot get off the field on defense, save their life. Just to do something good, they allow something worse to happen to them. Like when hell's on fire until it freezes over, and they, finally actually do something. It's only going to get hotter, and it's only going to get worse. There's not much else to ask for or even say at that point. So that's, where we're at. They continue to promote the upcoming games because of the postponements. And we'll have more live watch long reactions. We'll get more into all this coming up the half, the first half stats and scores. So stay tuned. And now a 3rd and 7 from the 15 for Tennessee. Out of the gun, Ryan Tannehill. Down the middle, it's caught the 5-yard line. Now they got a 1st and goal. Jesus Christ. And they're going to go up 17-3 at half. Hell, they don't even have to snap this until what? Probably 1:15 to go. Punch it in. Pittsburgh going to get the ball back, if they even get the ball back now, with under a minute to play and 3 timeouts, but then they probably won't do anything with it anyway. Probably just take a fucking knee and go into halftime and tail tucked between their legs, and hopefully they come out swinging in the second half. But 1st and goal from the 4. Trips top of your screen. Tannehill looking near side though. Over the middle, almost picked off in the end zone by Witherspoon. Incomplete. He's come alive. He's come a long way. He has. He's played well here recently. Of course, they traded for him back during training camp in the preseason and made the team, but he's been banged up with a few different injuries, and he sat out for the most part the whole entire year. And, well, at least early in the year when he did play, he wasn't making any plays, but after the injuries set him back. Past few games, he's made a few big plays. Second and goal from the 4, got a few penalty flags, and we're going to have a false start. So second and goal now from 9. They'll back him up.
Number 62. 5-yard penalty. Second down. The previous pass play, Tony, went to Julio. He's never really close to being caught. But he hasn't caught a touchdown in over 400 days.
Well, look at this. Go ahead and play this. They're going to go cover 0. This is 2 plays ago. You just talked about the pass to Julio, Jim. They have to run cover 0. They need Julio to win on these routes, and that's huge having that.
So second and goal now from the 9 following the penalty. Tannehill once again looking to throw, and they get back to the 4. They get those 5 yards back. It'll be third and goal from there. Third and goal from the 4, minute 5 and counting to play before halftime. Pittsburgh only with a field goal to show for it. Had 5 drives, the first 4 punts, and at least they caught a field goal, but Tennessee's up 10-3. Under a minute to play. Third and goal from the 4. If you can get off the field here, force a kick, you call timeout, and you get them back with, 30 seconds or less with 2 timeouts. Probably still don't have to do anything anyway, but yeah, that's where we are. Third and goal. Tannehill looking to throw, and he's going to go down the sack back to 15-yard line. Call timeout in 26 seconds. Call timeout. They're going to let the clock roll. They're going to have momentum going into the second half now. Tennessee going to kick it. Go up 13-3 at the half. If they can get pressure on the kick and force a miss, okay. Okay, clock stops with 20 seconds, so somebody call a timeout. I don't know who. Had to have been Pittsburgh, and it is. Okay. Because Tennessee would be stupid, too. They'd want to drain the clock, you would think, 3 seconds to kick it. Pittsburgh's going to get it back, 2 timeouts, less than 21 seconds, as they add a second back on the clock. Fourth and goal from the 15. So from here, it's going to be officially about a 33, 34-yard field goal, basically an extra point. So yeah, they'll, on CBS and Fox respectively, have the halftime show with some highlights. We'll have first half stats and scores from the half as well. From 32 yards out officially. Kicks up and good. 13-3 Titans. So it's a penalty, turnover, and having to settle for 3 special teams type of game. Low scoring defensive showdown. Pittsburgh's got a fun running game though, plain and simple. They're going to have 2 timeouts and 18 seconds to do something. Plus using the sideline, of course, because in this situation it is in fact your friend. Get the hell out of bounds. And do not celebrate if you get a first down. Okay? If you can get in field goal range, take the points, okay, but in the end, I highly doubt they'll do anything here anyway. I mean, they called a timeout, though, for a reason. They're going to try to run at least 1, maybe 2 plays. It's all going to depend on how the first play goes. So, just another slow start, and, they're going to try to work themselves out of this hole. I mean, if they can get to the game of the fourth quarter, crowd's going to be into it, of course. It's next last home game in this regular season, and potentially the next last home game for Roethlisberger in general as a Steeler, if he does in fact retire after this year. Because they're right now on the outside looking in on the playoffs at 6-6-1. Tennessee honestly could afford to lose, but then they'd be 9-5, and in actually third place in the AFC rather than second because of head-to-heads. Because if they win, they'll go to number 1 because they have a head-to-head win over Kansas City, and they'd both be 10-4. But if they lose and drop to 9-5, New England's right there. They lost to the Patriots, even with the Colt win last night over the Pats. Patriots lost. They'd be the 2 seed, and Tennessee would be 3. The thing is, as these, last few weeks dwindle down before the playoffs begin in less than a month now, only the top seed now, second year in a row with the expanded playoffs, gets a first round bye. Everybody else has got to play in the wild card round. 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5, with 2, 3, and 4 getting home games. Pittsburgh, on the flip side, on the outside looking in, they still have a chance to win the division, okay? Even though they've been swept by Cincinnati. They've already beat the Browns once, and they've already beat the Ravens once. They play at Kansas City next Sunday, the day after Christmas. But they still have to play Cleveland and Baltimore early January. So that's why I've been saying, if they can take care of business and potentially get some help in the back end, okay, even better. But if they can take care of business, they're going to be perfectly fine. But you have to start yourself and take care of your home business first off before you worry about anything else. A decent return. They're going to have a 1st and 10, 2 timeouts, 12 seconds, down 10 here before halftime, 13-3 Titans. And the ball is going to be spotted at the 22-yard line. And Tennessee's playing prevent. They have 6, basically half of their defense back in beyond the 40-yard line. And simple check down over the middle complete to Pat Freiermuth, who now has 2 catches here this afternoon for 25 yards receiving. Steelers call timeout. They'll have a 1st and 10 with 6 seconds, 8 seconds now. They had a few seconds back on the clock. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh, 8 seconds. Ball going to be at the 36-yard line. And, I mean, you're probably going to have to throw a deep out route and get the hell out of bounds. Hope to keep that timeout. Get down, call your timeout. They got 4 seconds. They go back to Freiermuth. And they'll have a 2nd down and 3 from the 43. And with 4 seconds, you can do that again, but you're going to have to get up there and clock because you don't have any timeouts. You got to throw something out of bounds and then heave it. Okay, 2nd, 3, 5 seconds. Unless you want to heave it right now and play hook and ladder.
Defensive coordinator, his defense coming off that shutout last week against Jacksonville. The first home
Tennessee's going to call a timeout.
Timeout called by Tennessee's defense.
Got halftime with the Cowboys up on the Giants. Some highlights. We'll get more into all these games a little bit later on here, shortly coming up.
I mean, they create turnovers. They have a lot of
Stop the run.
They stop the run. They're second laced out, and they're very exotic with only rushing 4 guys. And they do simulate pressure. They're rushing a defensive back, but
What, a 2nd and 3 now for Pittsburgh?
Really hard to decipher, and they play all
If I'm Tennessee, I don't bring. Well, I'd probably bring at least 2 guys. It looks like they're going to bring 3 again. Everybody else is in the back end. Ben, pump fakes. Quick pass near side. Get out of bounds. 1 second. Complete to James Washington. Great play. And a better pass there. They get to the 39-yard line. So Boswell's going to come on for about a 57-yard field goal to close out the first half. Yeah, 57-yard field goal officially. And if they can, 56 they say. If they can get on the board with another kick here, Tennessee's probably going to ice them. There's 1 second. 56-yard field goal. Chris Boswell to close the first half. Kick's going to be up, and the kick's going to be good. No, just short, no good. They will still have momentum, I think, in the second half. And the Steelers today, first time without a first half touchdown in 4 straight games since 1993, 1994. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. It looked like it was good. It had the distance until the last yard or so. I mean, if they would have got a few more yards on a few more of those previous plays, then, well, okay, of course, a shorter field goal, but would they have had any time remaining to attempt one? Probably not at that point. So, I mean, okay, they got in field goal range. That's, you know, at least they could have done there. And at least they do attempt the field goal, and it's just short. You know, if it would have been a 53-yard field goal, he would have made it, it looked like. 56, though. Heinz Field, of course, is a tough place to kick at. They're going to have to figure something out on offense in the second half, no doubt about it. But, and it starts with the running game. Najee Harris at halftime has 4 carries for 6 yards and a catch for 3 yards. He doesn't even have 10 total yards at halftime. Are you kidding me? Just absolutely pathetic. And when history's not on your side for the first time in a little over a quarter century, in 4 straight games, you've been held without a touchdown. That's Tennessee, Minnesota, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. They're 1-2 in those games, and the one win was won by 1 point, and they trailed by 10 here at halftime, 13-3 today against the Titans. It starts up front. Get able to run the football. I still feel they'll have some momentum. I don't know how much though now with the missed field goal. Because both kickers have attempted 2. And Tennessee's 2 for 2, where Pittsburgh, of course, close to the first half, is now 1 for 2. I mean, it's not necessarily windy. I mean, it's cold out, no doubt about it. It's less than a week away from Christmas. And in central western Pennsylvania, yeah, like, just how it is. Even though really no snow yet, and it was 60, 65 the other day. Pittsburgh on the field today, just once again, another slow start. And until they get rolling, I mean, this is just how it's going to be. They got to stop the run. Dante Foreman has 9 carries for 29 yards rushing. Hilliard, 5 of 17. Jeremy McNichols, who's still probable to return, 2 carries, 12 yards. And then Tannehill has the lone Titan touchdown at 7-0. And then they have 2 field goals, along with Steelers having a field goal. So it's 13-3. 13-3 Titans on top of Steelers at halftime. What the hell is Carolina doing? What the fuck? Their kicker got hurt in pregame. Jesus Christ. Your punter can't kick for you? So then they tried out a few other players, and of course they're being shanked all over the place. So they're not attempting any kicks now, or the Carolina Panthers. They're going for 2 and going for it on 4th down. So these updates continue. We'll get into some scores from around the league here shortly. As in this first half as well, TJ Watt has set a new Steelers sack record for a single season franchise record, with a few games still left to be played this year. And he's played in a few less games because of injury. He's missed a couple games this year. Here, 6 days before Christmas 2021, TJ Watt has set the new single-season Steeler franchise record with 16.5 sacks this year in 2021. So congratulations to him. They need to continue to get through Ryan Tannehill. They've been able to, for the most part. That sack was the first play of the game. And then there was another one, actually, to force that second field goal. 13-3 then. The officiating, yeah, well, I'm not even going to go there right now, but I said what I said earlier. So, is that Carson Wentz? I don't even think that was Darrell Bevell, to be honest with you, but it might have been. Sure as hell looked like Carson Wentz, the new head coach of the Jaguars, taking over Urban Meyer, as he would have had a short night after the win last night, but okay. And if, it'd be even worse if they're playing today, can't be in two places at once unless they're playing each other. As Jacksonville has only won 3 games since the start of last year, including once against the Colts, week 1 last year. And they lost 15 in a row. They're 2-11 this year with 2 wins over Miami and Buffalo, both by 3 points, and then Urban Meyer gets fired Wednesday night, Thursday morning. I said what I said and stand by it on Thursday night, so be sure to check out my opinion in the Chief Charger stream on that situation. But, yeah, that was funny. I wasn't expecting that. No. Yeah, Pittsburgh's got to run the ball better. They have no running game. Once again, when you're starting wide receiver, Deontay Johnson, who on this end around, they ran early in the first quarter to begin the game, has 1 carry for 10 yards, and then your starting running back only has 4 carries, 6 yards. You have a major problem. Okay? Roethlisberger, yes, is 9 of 15 for 87 yards passing, and got him in field goal range before the Boswell missed before halftime. But at least on the last 2 drives, they've shown some signs of life. Field goal and then a missed field goal. Previous 4 3 and outs, or 4 3 and outs, excuse me. And at least they capitalized off the interception or the fumble, which was a catch and a fumble, not a pick, and not an incompletion either. Which I was waiting for the refs with how they've called this game to run in as mentioned and roll incomplete, but you got to call it down the middle, plain and simple. Call it both ways. But yeah, at least they were able to capitalize with 3 off of that, and then they got him in field goal range there to at least attempt one, and it just short. So 13-3 is where we're standing at halftime. But they need to find a running game. Need to run the damn football. Tennessee's going to do that, I would hope, because they already are. I would think they will, especially home away neutral site. Second half with a lead. If you can run the ball when you need to, and just think about that last drive before the field goal, because they took up how much damn time, and all it ended up was with points. Well, there was a touchdown or field goal. Still 3 points. And rather than a 10-3 lead, they have a 13-3 lead now. They're going to continue to run the football. Pittsburgh's going to have to get off the field on defense to make some stops and force some turnovers. And then offensively, I mean, they obviously just like playing from behind and playing catch-up at Heinz Field. Honestly. They like putting themselves in a hole, it seems like, and trying to figure a way out of it to come back and, hopefully win the game then at that point. So they're getting pressure on Tannehill. They are. They've sacked him twice. For the most part, they've got to him every play, even though there's been some good protection up front. But they're able to run the football, and their offense is balanced. He's not having to do it all by himself like Roethlisberger is. So Pittsburgh can find a running game, long story short. Allow Big Ben to be Big Ben Roethlisberger. Defense gets off the field, makes some stops. I think you'll be all right. I do. We'll see, though. They were down 29-0 last week. Okay, midway through the third quarter. And 20 unanswered. Probably went for 2 a little early. And then, in the end, okay, the game came down the final play and it was incomplete in the end zone, 10 for Freiermuth, and ball game, and the Vikings won by 8, 36-28. If Tennessee abandons the run Pittsburgh's going to have a chance, but I don't see that happening. Because Minnesota did last week. Cousins started to throw, and he started making bonehead decisions to turn the ball over. If they can capitalize off of turnovers, along with stopping this run game in the second half, and then finally do something on offense, maybe even special teams gets involved, the Steelers are going to have a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? I'm telling you there's a chance. Okay? Find a running game, first off. It all starts up front. Najee Harris has 4 carries for 6 yards. 1 for everyone currently listening, and thank you for tuning in and listening. And then he only has a catch for 3 yards out of the backfield. So as mentioned, not even 10 total yards in the first half for 22. Unacceptable and absolutely pathetic. Claypool has what? 1 catch that ended up dropping because now he's trying to catch a football with his knees rather than his hands. At least he's not celebrating by any means, but end around to him for, they say 12 yards, even though it wasn't a catch. That was an odd play. It goes down as a catch, even though it was a run, but James Washington, got the last reception there before halftime before they attempted it. McLeod's got to step up in the return game. What I say about Pat Freiermuth, go to your damn tight ends. He's reliable. He's going to catch the football 9 times out of 10. Okay. 1-2 times, games on the line against the NFC North opponent, Minnesota and Detroit, with a fumble. They tie and lose, but that's a whole different story. Okay? Do what Tennessee's doing on offense. Play their game for them. Okay? You got to keep it simple. Balance and consistency. The one bad thing that's going to hurt Pittsburgh right now is if the Titans drive and score to begin the second half, because they will receive to begin this third quarter. You're going to be in an even bigger hole. And we'll see if the Steelers can, get out of the slump they're in, out of the gutter. So, I don't know where their head's at. It's obviously not in the game. They need to get it in the game. And just find a way to win. That's all I'm asking for. Said at the start, all I want for Christmas is a Pittsburgh Steelers win today and a playoff push. Okay? 6-6-1 could be better, could be worse, but they're 6-6-1 right at 500. Got this second half plus 3 more games. If they take care of business, it'll be okay. You got to do your thing, though. So in the meantime, we're underway. Touchback on the kick. 1st and 10 Titans from the 25-yard line. Up 13-3 on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next commercial break, we will update stats and scores and take a look around the league, so stay tuned. Time possession's key. 22 minutes to 8 minutes. So Pittsburgh really hasn't even had the football compared to the Titans. Because the Steelers defense can't get off the damn field. 2nd and 1 from the 34. And Tannehill handoff, Foreman, and he runs to the 46-yard line. Jesus Christ. They're just chipping away at it. They are. Making it look easy. And who steps up for Jeremy Nichols with the injury? It's Foreman.
7 yards. Scrimmage going sideways, just too soft.
They're giving themselves opportunity for short goal line situations, so to speak, and just continuing to pound the rock. A yard for Foreman on that run, 2nd down and 9.
About Deontay Foreman, and he says, sometimes it's one of those classic cases. It's just a change of scenery. It's a good thing. He was a Houston area kid, was born, went to the University of Texas where he started, and got drafted by the Texans, suffered it. Through some injury at the end of his rookie year, was showing tremendous promise. And now maybe just here in his 4th year, getting this opportunity, he's going to get back to where they thought he was going to be 3 years back.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
2nd and 9 from the 47. And Tannehill fakes the give, gets pressured, gets rid of it on a screen, then Edmonds is right there to bring him down. So they're going to have a 3rd down and long, as that was 2nd down and 9. Loss of 5 officially. Pie to go for the Titans, 3rd and 14. Come on, defense, get off the field. Get off the field. Make them punt. Make the Titans punt. They have not punted since their opening drive of the game. And you got a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout by the Steelers. Okay, just make sure it doesn't come back to bite you in the ass when you're going to need that timeout late in the game. You want to make sure you're set. I get it. You don't want to give up another big play. You need to get off the field. Maybe this is going to be where the game's going to change, for all we know. Joe Judge laying into the refs as the Giants trail the Cowboys 15-3 early 3rd quarter, saying that's fucking bullshit and you've got to be fucking kidding me. 3rd and 14, they're going on a draw. Bring them down. They do at the 49. They get off the field. 4th down, and Tennessee's on the punt to begin the 3rd quarter. Now you got to do something on offense. You got to do something on offense now, okay? Find your running game with Najee Harris. Open up the screen game and go to Najee Harris. Work the tight ends even in the screen game. Go to your tight ends on checkdowns. Take your deep shots every once in a while. Run a good offense and run some good plays and just, like I said, do what they're doing. Keep it simple. Keep it balanced. Back and forth. Keep defense on their feet. Because when you can't run and you're throwing every single time and then you try to run, they're going to stop you because they know you're going to run because you're tired of throwing, and vice versa. Because then they're probably going to be stopping you throwing because then you go back throwing or try to at least get the run game into it. And it just doesn't, it never really works out in hardly any of these teams' favors until, they, in the end, just find a way. So yeah, when you're throwing all the time because you can't run the football, and then you try to run it, the defense is going to stop you, and vice versa. Okay? Well, 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh when we come back, but I did promise, after commercial break, we'd update stats and scores and take a look around the league. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Tannehill now, early 3rd quarter, along with Roethlisberger, who hasn't touched it since they had it to close the first half there. But will when we come back. Ryan Tannehill's 15-21 for 94 yards passing. Roethlisberger 9 of 15 for 87 yards passing. But up front, and Najee Harris, sorry for the technical difficulty. A buffer. Disconnect and reconnect, but I believe we are good to go now. Back to it live right here on YouTube, so sorry for the TD there. Thank you, though, for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, as always, on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share. Chat questions and comments. Super chat. Super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. And as that was unexpected, I always want to expect the unexpected, though, sometimes. Maybe Pittsburgh's going to show this Titan defense what's up and catch them off guard, unexpected, and maybe score some points and get back in this game. But 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Roethlisberger going down the sack back at the 12-yard line. Jesus Christ. Can you at least block for the dude? My God. And Bud Dupree, of all people, the former Steeler who signed with the Titans this past offseason, takes down number 7 and Big Ben Roethlisberger. Jesus Christ. Okay, so here in a second, we're going to get back to the stats. But the Steeler drive will now be backed up, 2nd and 19. They jump off sides. It's a free play. Ben knows that he's going to go deep. And it's going to be picked off, but they jump off sides, so that's not going to count. Be 2nd and 14 for the Steelers. 10:47 to play in this third quarter. You better not say false start. Okay, they say offside. 5 yards, 2nd down, and 14. Yeah, with that technical difficulty and back to it, we'll next commercial break now. Update stats and scores and take a look around the league here. Halftime, early third quarter.
Because they got Simmons 98, who's having a great year. He's a presence in it. Autry has 6 sacks, 96. Where's Jones? He's undrafted free agent.
2nd down to 14 from the 19. An empty set 5 wide for the first time all afternoon for the Steelers. And Ben, quick bubble screen and drop. Catch the damn ball, Chase Claypool. Get him the hell off the field. Get him the hell off the field. Jesus Christ. You play wide receiver in the NFL. Catch the football. How hard is it to catch a football? They have major issues right now. They do. Hate to say it, but it's true. And the truth's the truth. 3rd and 14 from the 19. It's not like you probably would have went anywhere anyway. They run a screen to Najee Harris. And a quick 3 and out. Jesus Christ. What the hell is this? You get off the field on defense and you can't move the ball more than 1 yard. My God.
It's a maturity thing, right? It's just like young players sometimes, and each guy's different, but it takes when you get a guy who has turnover and talent, and he does.
Harvin on to punt. And, okay, boom. That's legal. They recover it, though. 1st and 10, Tennessee from the 20. There was no fair catch signal for him, so it wasn't catch interference. He caught it, but he got hit right as he caught it. Nice big hit by 42 James Pierre. And the Titans are right there to recover it, though. And 1st and 10 from the 20. So Pittsburgh could have capitalized off of a turnover there. Got this lead again. Defense could stand up, though, and make a stop, too. We'll see. Hopefully they will. Offensively, though, what in the hell are you doing? Like, as Tomlin said, they're playing like a junior varsity football team. How pathetic is that for grown men? Like, to be associated or told that you're playing like, you know, some kid who's a teenager. Like, come on, man. And it starts up front. There is no running game. None whatsoever. Zero. It's not there and it hasn't been there for the most part all year. There's no consistency with it. There's none. And Ben, once again, having to do it all by himself. And he can't, and we know that. But yet, for some reason, he still is. And after this year, they're going to have decisions to make on how they're going to look moving ahead and what they're, of course, in the end, going to want to end up doing. Because if they have a running game, like I said, Roethlisberger can continue to play. But then if he retires and you find a running game then and you have a different quarterback, then if it works out at that point in time. I don't know who, but I would think a few, if not more, assistant coaches, just as it's been the past few years as well, they'll part ways and move on. Back to it. We'll get to stats and scores. Take a look around the league momentarily. Also preview next week as well, so stay tuned. 1st and 10 from the 20. Handoff and a tackle by Spillane. About a 3.5, 4-yard gain. 2nd down and medium for the Titans with a 10-point, 13-3 lead here. 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Having been defeated last night by an impressive Indianapolis team. And there's Pittsburgh at 6-6-1.
I can tell you, with the way the disguise coverages Tennessee, on the road, you have a better chance, right? At home, that gets
2nd and 7 officially. Another run and a 1st down. Minka on the tackle. Jesus Christ. No running game, and you can't stop the run. That's why you're going to lose.
Good job finishing. Really good tackle by Fitzpatrick coming in. His running backs are playing hard today, but
with some stiff arm he delivered there.
these quarterbacks, though, Jim, Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, like, if you have to go against these guys at their place.
1st and 10 from the 33.
There wasn't really fans in the stands. Very few, even in the playoff games. That's a huge difference this year.
And Tannehill going to fake it. Looking deep down the middle. He will go deep down the middle of the field. And it's almost picked off by Edmonds. Incomplete. No flag. 2nd and 10. Would have been a big completion. Minka Fitzpatrick also on the coverage. You know who's had a quiet day, even back from injury, is Joe Hayden. Keep him in mind this second half. Potentially make a play. And then Cameron Hayward up front, TJ Watt off the edge as well. Have had quiet games thus far. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Bubble screen, and then a tackle for a loss. Back at the 30, it'll be 3rd down and 13. Terrell Edmonds on the tackle. 8.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. See what Tennessee does on 3rd and 13. If you can get off the field to get on defense, if only you can do something on offense. How about a defensive turnover? How about a pick 6? How about a fumble, scoop, and score? How about a blocked punt again for the 3rd time this year? 3rd down and 13 from the 30. Trips top your screen. It is 13-3 Tennessee, and they bring 4. TJ Watt, along with Highsmith, get to Tannehill and take him down for the 3rd time today on a sack. Now we got some pushing and shoving. The refs are there to break it up, but a 4th down, and the Steelers' defense is keeping the black and gold in this game right now. TJ Watt with another sack. Make it 17 total now on the year. 17 sacks through 15 weeks and 14 games. And he's missed a few of those games, I might add. Yep. MVP chance. They almost get the punt. No flag for running or roughing the punter. Ray McLeod on the return. And gets to the 35, 37-yard line. 1st and 10. They tackle him out of bounds. All right. You got to capitalize off of this now. Defense can only do so much for you. Offense, okay? You know that. Got to find a running game, and Ben, you got to get to your playmakers. And Pat Freiermuth is your go-to target, along with Deontay Johnson, who's had a quiet game since the first half started. No doubt about it. They, for sure need to learn how to play football in this game today. But they're going to need more than love to come back and win this. But just, hey, that's a good start to begin the second half. You know, once again, it seems to me they just like playing from behind. And if they can find a way to come back and win all those games, then so be it. I'll take it then at that point, you know. You'd still like a fast start, though, or a faster start than it's been. You know, because, you know, a couple things, once again, comes down to it, might end up being the difference, and it has, especially in the 6 losses. And those 6 losses could be a few more wins, no doubt about it, but, you know, it could be a whole hell of a lot worse than it is. So it is what it is. I'll take it, 6-6-1, but still, must win because they lose. I mean, honestly, you could probably say the season's over at that point, you know, even with 3 more games left. So I said, if they can take care of business themselves, and don't have to worry about getting any help, with as tight as the playoff picture is in both conferences for that matter, but more so on the AFC, you'll be all right. You know, if you can take care of your business, you'll be okay. They got to capitalize off of this momentum. They have to score some points. Defense coming alive, keeping them in this game. If only the offense could do something. You know, once again, I go back, it's that meme. You're poking the stick. Come on now. Do something. So, it was third quarter when they started coming back and scored 20 unanswered last week at Minnesota to cut it to 9, 29-20, and they lost 36-28. Run the damn football. Continue to get off the field on defense. You got to score more points if you want to win this game. Simple as that. You trail by 10. It's 13-3. 1st and 10 from the 37. There's going to be a whole hell of a lot of Grinches if they don't do anything on this drive or find a way to come back and win this game. 1st and 10. Ben going to go deep down the far side. Intended for Deontay Johnson. They get a penalty and a pass interference. And 15 yards, automatic first down. We'll see if it's a spot foul or not, but they're going to get Tennessee on a defensive pass interference. No, they said defense. But then Pittsburgh's waving it off that no, it's not against us. They said they pointed it against the Titans. Defense. 2 fouls, and they're going to offset. Jesus Christ. Got a hold and then a pass interference, so they're going to replay the down, be 1st and 10. Jesus Christ.
So they didn't call OPI on Deontay Johnson. Here's the other penalty.
One thing or another. Tell you what. 1st and 10. Replaying the down.
Yeah. 7.5 sacks on the season.
Back at the 37-yard line. Claypool in motion. They run an end around with them. Good block by Freiermuth. And then 7 yards on the run for him. And we got our first update on CBS today. It took us midway through the third quarter to get it, and it's back to the Cardinal line game. Is there not any other updates from any other games with points being scored? I guess not. But the Lions are now leading the Cardinals 24-3, and it looks like they'll pick up their second win this year. Jets and Dolphins are tied up at 17. Cowboys still leading the Giants. Buffalo is on top of Carolina. We'll update once again stats and scores when we get to it here shortly. as we hit the 3 o'clock hour. Julio Jones is out for the remaining part of the game with a hamstring injury. McNichols hasn't returned, I don't think, so he'll also be out for the rest of the game, it seems like. 3rd and 1, Roethlisberger looking to throw, caught by Fryman. It takes a big hit, and he's slow to get up. That's not a good sign. He's not moving either. Shit. That's a first down. Yeah, he caught it, got hit, like stood there, and then like ran again, and then just fell to the ground. He just got his bell rung. Boom. Well, it wasn't helmet to helmet by any means. It was a big hit to the left shoulder pad and just getting, let's say, a clothesline. There is a flag on the play, too. So necessary roughness, maybe. Hopefully Fryman is okay because they're going to need him at tight end. Somebody's going to have to step up on offense.
We're going to take a little break.
And they're going to take a timeout and look at him in the meantime. Hopefully he's okay. Had a few scary injuries this weekend in football. You know, he's going to be out for the remaining part of the game now, it seems like. So you move on, you play with who you have. That's why you have 53 on the active roster. Practice squads now can be unlimited from now until the end of the regular season with new COVID protocols. The standard is still the standard, though. It's next man up. It's do your fucking job. So we'll see who steps up and does their fucking job. But yeah, Freiermuth with a big hit. Just get knocked out. I mean, it was a big hit, yeah. But it wasn't no helmet to helmet or anything like that. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. But yeah, he just, it seems to me, got the wind knocked out of him, knocked out cold. And, you know, he staggered there a little bit after he caught it. Got the first down. So Steelers are 1st and 10, okay? Down 10, 13-3 here in the 3rd quarter. But somebody's going to step up in his absence. We'll see if it's Ebron, Zach Gentry, or Kevin Rader. Or even Claypool, Washington, McLeod. Just somebody step the hell up. Najee Harris having a very slow, quiet afternoon. Only 5 carries now for 8 yards rushing. And 2 catches for 8 yards. So at least he has more than 10 total yards, but 16 still not cutting it. But, yeah, he ended up just like falling to the ground on the tackle. And you can tell just by looking at his face, he's just like out of it. So they're looking at him. We'll see if he was able to walk off or they're bringing the card out for him or what the case is. I'm sure they're going to be taking him to one of the local hospitals. And Fryman was able to walk off. A little slow, though. So, 15-yard penalty on top of it. 1st and 10 Steelers. Claypool motion again from the 34. They'll fake the give, run a screen near side to the tight end and 81, Zach Gentry. So Zach Gentry, the former Michigan quarterback, going to have to step up a tight end now behind Freiermuth. And he gets a Steeler first down. 18-yard reception. Just keep it simple. Work the sticks. It's not that hard. From the 17, now you got to be able to capitalize off this even more now. Use this as fuel. It's momentum. Harris on the run. Najee, stiff arm to the 10-yard line. Be 2nd down and 4. After a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 3. 7-yard run. And they're going to not necessarily go hurry up, speeding up though a little bit on offense. Like I said, if they can get this game into the 4th quarter, Good luck for the Tennessee Titans, but once again, well, I'll get to that situation in a minute, if we even get there. 2nd and 3 from the 10, and we probably will, but I'm going to hold off and save it. Fade near side, caught and dropped once again by Chase Claypool, dude. Come on. They get a flag on it. Another pass interference. Ball should be spotted at the 1-yard line, and it'll be a 1st and goal. So, penalties, now they're starting to call it down the middle because these are obvious. Like, at least the obvious fouls they're calling today. And now it's down the middle. Earlier, that wasn't the case, but... And the thing is, Claypool still almost caught it, but he didn't. I mean, of course, they decline it with the penalty if he would have caught it for a touchdown, but... Now 1st and goal from the 1. You don't need to do? Run the damn ball. Now we got a whistle and a timeout. And the Titans call their first timeout. So both teams are going to have 2 timeouts remaining in the second half with 4:26 to play in this 3rd quarter. No, what I was going to get to a minute ago there was if you can get this game into the 4th quarter, okay, you're down by, well, if you have to settle for 3, I hope to God not. You have a 1st and goal from the 1. You have 4 shots to punch it in for a touchdown. You better have a touchdown on the board at 13-9, 13-10 after this, okay? Not having to settle for another field goal. But then if you have your 2nd field goal, well, then 13-9. But if you have that field goal from earlier, touchdown here would tie the game. So they're in it. They're right there. But you don't want to give up that big play in the 4th quarter that's going to lose you the game that they've gave up numerous times this season. 1st and goal from the 1. Rock the Naj, run 22. They will, and Harris will get into the end zone. He reaches across the goal line, so to speak. They're going to mark him just short of the inch line, and he's not in 2nd and goal. So no touchdown. I thought he got in too at first, right there, but the ball was still back. Then he reached, and then he wasn't in. So, yeah, that's short. That's a good call. Now, you have a 2nd and goal. Run it again. Run it again. 2nd and goal from the inch line. And Claypool in motion. Fake the end around to him. Roethlisberger sneaks it. And as Tannehill scored on a quarterback sneak to begin the game, Ben gonna be... He's in the end zone. The ball is in the end zone right now. That's a touchdown. How is that not a touchdown? You have to be kidding me. Are you fucking blind? That, my God, is a touchdown. But now you have a 3rd and goal once again. Do it again. Do it again. 3rd and goal from the inch line. And they bring the Hogs in. Another quarterback sneak, and he definitely got in that time. That's a touchdown. Pittsburgh cuts it to 4, pending the upcoming extra point with 3:08 to play in the 3rd. Once again, you get this game to the 4th quarter. Home game, next to last home game of the year. Crowd's going to be into it. Pittsburgh to win 2 of 3. Christmas coming early. Do what you got to do. Take care of business down the stretch and find a way to make the playoffs. Because they can still win the division. They can. It's doable. Ben with his 20th career rushing touchdown. The extra point is up and good. 13-10. That missed 56-yarder by Boswell to close the first half. He has that. We're tied at 13 right now. So, 13-10 with 3:08 to play in the 3rd, and they have the momentum at home. They're coming back. They obviously like playing from behind and finding a way to come back and do what they got to do to win the game. And when it works out, okay. When it doesn't, though, hell is hotter. You still got to be able to run the football because Tennessee with a lead in this second half is going to be running the football and working the clock, just as they did in that one drive before halftime. And they're probably wishing they had a touchdown now on that rather than a field goal. But because of the pressure on defense, which the Steel Curtain defense, hopefully they'll bring it down with TJ Watt off the edge, Cam Hayward in the middle, Hayden back at corner today. He's had a quiet game, keeping eye on him once again. But then Minka, Terrell Edmonds having a good game here today too. Cam Sutton's another one to keep an eye on. He's had a quiet few weeks for that matter. But continue to get pressure on Ryan Tannehill, stop the run, make him make a few mistakes, and then capitalize off of those, okay? Force another 3 and out. Make him punt again for the third time to begin the second half. And then it'll be a tale of two halves, just as you punted, 3-4 straight drives to begin the game before you finally got on the board. So this game going to come down to the wire, just as it did when these two teams met last year. Steeler win. I've had, I believe, 5 straight, make it 6 today potentially, streams dating back to the Steeler-Viking game last Thursday, a week and a half ago, that have come down to the final play, including a few overtime matchups. So at the start, hoping for a good game, and it's turning into one now. Pittsburgh's got to find a running game on offense, continue to stop it on defense, get off the field, and offensively move the ball downfield, okay? Just find a way. I don't care, honestly, what the hell you have to do. Find a way. I don't know what that way is, but find a way. Maybe call up Johnny Gargano because he's not working for the WWE anymore. But find a way. He's a Brown fan, though, so I doubt he'd help out, but you just never know. Find a way. Maybe Austin Theory come take a selfie or two. Dexter Loomis to get the hatchet and take it to the Titans. Just find a fucking way to win this game. End of story. Care what it's going to take, find a way. So a return out to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. And Tannehill going to hand off. Dante Foreman for about 7 yards. Edmonds on the tackle. He now has 13 carries for 58 yards rushing. Ben went into the tunnel and just sat on the steps. What the hell? Was this after that touchdown? He's back out on the field. That was odd. I'm sure saying a few words to a few different people, but just find a way. Find a way. Third and short after about a 2-yard run. Yeah, 3rd and 1 here for Tennessee. Get off the field again. Gonna try to get them to jump off sides. Watch the tight ends. Watch the tight ends. No, they'll run it. And a 1st down run to the 39-yard line for the Titans. But then the ball came out, and the Steelers have it. Cameron Hayward has the football. How's that not a fumble? How is that not a fumble? He has the football in his hand. Unless you say he's down by contact, how is that not a fumble? He is literally standing there with the football in his hand. And Mike Vrabel's losing his shit. They're going to say fumble on the field. Let's see a replay here. Was he down? Yeah, he's down. He's going to challenge us and win it. Then the ball came out. These officials today, man, I tell you what. It's Steeler football, though, 1st and 10 for the time being. But it's going to get overturned. That's not a fumble. He's down by contact right there. Then the ball came out. So it'll be first down, Tennessee. He's going to challenge. Fuck you, Zebras. I'm throwing this red flag. Pick it up yourself and give me my first down. I have a lot of respect for Mike Vrabel. He's a lot like Bill Cowher. He is. And I think he learned that under Cowher because he played for him for a few years. And he also played under Bill Belichick. He's down by contact now, so now Tennessee's not going to get a challenge. They win it anyway and keep their timeout, but rather than saying fumble, now Pittsburgh could challenge, but they won't because that'd be a loss because they'd lose a challenge or lose a timeout because he's clearly down. So 1st and 10. Now you got to capitalize off of this. Bring some pressure, force a turnover from the 38. Continue to stop the run. And Tannehill going to hand off. And Millette on the tackle. He's played well this year. He has. Both him and James Pierre played well at cornerback behind Joe Hayden and Cameron Sutton. And even Witherspoon as of late. It's a team effort. There's no I in team. And there's no I in Steelers either. There's one in Pittsburgh, but Tannehill on a rollout. Deep ball incomplete. Almost picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. Incomplete. 3rd down and 6. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. At the end of the quarter, we'll update stats and scores and take a look around the league, so stay tuned. But big 3rd down here. Big 3rd down. 3rd and 6. 13-10 Titans on top of the Steelers. Come on, boys. Let's get a stop. Don't give up that deep shot. Don't give up that big play that I've been talking about all year. Because they've done that and given it up I don't know how many times, and it's cost them the game in the end. Tannehill, complete. But then, ball comes out. Steelers recover. So rather than a punt, they're going to recover the fumble. Ball at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. So a catch and a fumble again, just as it was earlier. And Joe Hayden recovers it. He was short anyway. They would have punted. Pittsburgh would have to drive the length of the field for the most part. But now they're going to get the ball. Good starting field position. It's a field position game now. Catch and a fumble, but really, did the ball ever hit the ground? That should be an interception by Hayden. It's a 1st and 10 for the Steelers in the end anyway, so who the hell cares how they got the ball? 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Yeah. Was he down, though? Was his knee ever down there? So they can punt then rather than give him you'd be a max of a 60-yard difference. I think that'd go down as an interception rather than a fumble. But is his knee down there? No, forearm's not. Shin might have been. Ball popped up. And Pittsburgh ball, 1st and 10, looking to take their first lead of the afternoon as we near the end of the 3rd quarter. And then if they can score by the end of the quarter or early in the 4th, a lead with less than 15 to play, crowd's already into it, going to get juiced up even more. Continue to make stops on defense. Good luck. Yeah, the Titans turnover story since week 5. When they give it away 9 times, they've lost twice. But when they have a plus in that category, they have 7 wins. So here we go, Steeler chant. I don't know if he was down or not. I mean, because if he was, then he's down by contact there. His right shin slid on the ground, it looked like. And as a turnover, so all scoring and turnovers are in fact reviewed. I mean, it looks like it, but at the same time it doesn't. It's as close can get. Knee never touched, but the shin might have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right there. Right? Yep. There. Yeah. That's what I've been saying. I swear to God, I'm fucking bugged. So Tennessee could challenge, but they're not going to. I mean, it'd be a max difference about 60 yards. So Pittsburgh Forget about it. No challenge, no review. Toss, near side to the 40. Be first or now 2nd and 9 after a yard on that run near side. Yeah, so, I mean, it was what? 3rd down, he still would have been short. So it was 4th down, they punt. If he's down, okay, they punt. But then fumble and interception, still turnover. It should go down as a pick rather than a fumble, but they said catch and fumble. Still a 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Like I said, regardless of how they got to there, Steelers football 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 8, Ben far side, complete. And James Washington on the reception for about 14 yards, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. We have 15 minutes to go. Pittsburgh coming back. They trail Tennessee at home by 3, 13-10, as we'll begin the 4th quarter when we return. Ryan Tannehill, 17-25 for 80 yards passing. Big Ben Roethlisberger, 13-20 for 117 yards passing. Both quarterbacks have 1 rushing touchdown apiece, and then it's a field goal game. And we'd be tied at 13 if Boswell would have made that 56-yard field goal to close out the first half as well. But we're not. We're 13-10. Tannehill has 2 carries, 3 yards rushing, and a quarterback sneak touchdown. Roethlisberger, a carry for a yard, and a quarterback sneak touchdown as well. Dante Foreman, 15 carries, 64 yards rushing. Hilliard, 7-30, and Jeremy McNichols, 4-22. So he has since returned from his first quarter injury. Najee Harris, 8 carries, 17 yards rushing. And then Tennessee receiving, Dante Foreman leads there as well. 2 carries, 27 yards. Jeremy McNichols, 3 for 25. So Tennessee really in the pass game is just, a lot of screens. Nothing really down the middle of the field. Ferkser, 2 for 19. Westbrook, 2 of 17. Rodgers, 2 of 10. Pittsburgh on the flip side. Pat Fryermuth, hopefully he's okay. Has 4 catches, 37 yards. James Washington, 2 for 31. Deontay Johnson, 3 for 26. Claypool's end-around run that went for 12 yards, they count as a catch, but then he also has a few drops. So he technically has a catch even though he doesn't. And then Zach Gentry, in absence of Pat Fryermuth now, has a catch for 17 yards. However, right now, also around the NFL this week 15, following the Chiefs and Colts win on Thursday and Saturday Night Football, respectively, over the Chargers and Patriots. The first in overtime, 34-28 win for Kansas City over LA. Pittsburgh plays at the Chiefs next Sunday. Last night, the Colts beat the Patriots at home by 10, 27-17, because of turnovers in the running game with Jonathan Taylor. However, right now, as we begin the 4th and final quarter of play, we have a 1st and 10 for the black and gold. Empty set, 5 wide from the 27. Najee Harris now going to motion back into the backfield. Left to right across your television screen, ready on auto dial. And once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Screen incomplete. Lucky that didn't get picked off. 2nd down and 10. Saving the best for last. Point differentials this season for the Steelers. Quarters 1 through 3, negative 96, 5th worst in the league. And then the 4th quarter in overtime, plus 43, 3rd best in the league. So, I mean, they're a second-half team. They like playing catch-up. They like coming from behind. And Chase Claypool's not on the field. He's on the sideline. Helmet's on, but he's covered up in a coat. 2nd and 10. Ben looking to go deep. Comes back. Finds James Washington. And then he fucking fumbles it. There's a flag on the play. Tennessee's going to recover it. There's a flag on the play, though. Jesus Christ. Once again, you get something good going for yourselves, and then you fuck it up and you turn it over. Personal foul. Roughing the passer, so they're going to luck out. Automatic first down for the Steelers. Let me see Vrabel's reaction on that. Let me see a replay of it. Yeah, he really doesn't have much to say about it. Let me see a replay if it was roughing the passer. Well, it was a lower shot to the leg, which you can't go low. They're going to call that any day of the week, and he knows that, being a former defensive player. And he knew it as soon as he hit him. And hopefully Ben's okay. You know, knee injuries cost you the season and potentially a career. You know, medicine-wise, it's gotten better throughout the years, but still, it's a long road to recovery. But at least they call roughing the passer on that one, unlike the one in the first half they didn't call. So even with the fumble, you got to hold on to the football now. Don't fuck this up. No stupid penalties, no stupid turnovers. 1st and 10, 4-yard run to the 10. Be 2nd down and 6. You got about 7 shots to punch it in now to take the lead. If you have to settle for 3 to tie it up, okay, so be it. But just imagine you take this lead and hold on to it, you're going to win. There might have been a hold up front, too, that they didn't call, but then they throw the roughing the passer. Of course I'm going to take it. And it was, because you can't go low. They're going to throw that flag, like I said, any given Sunday. So 2nd and 7 now from the 10. And a false start by Deontay Johnson. Jesus Christ. 2nd and 12. Just stupid shit. So little things. 2nd and 12. Why don't you go back to your tight ends? No Fryermuth, but Zach Gentry. Maybe run a screen, rock the Naj. Ben, pump fakes. Complete to James Washington, who's going to get out of bounds to the 10-yard line. So they get those 5 false start yards back to 3rd down and 7.
And not having the penalty, right? Not a roughing call the whole year until that.
3rd down and 7. Really should be a 3rd and 2, but penalty cost them. I mean, at least these officials this second half are calling a better game than they did in the first half. You got to give them credit there, I guess. Trips near side, 3rd and 7 from the 10. And Ben, back of the end zone, incomplete, and no flag, intended for James Washington. Surprised none of the fans in the back of the end zone threw their terrible towels, acting as if it was a flag. But here comes Boswell for a field goal to tie it at 13. And this would be for the lead if he had that 56-yarder from earlier. But really, you can't ask for much more with, you know, Roethlisberger getting him in field goal range, and then he's just a few yards short on the kick to close of the half. But this field goal going to be from 28 yards officially. And Pittsburgh has now scored 10 unanswered to tie it up at 13 with 13:24 to play. Titans, Steelers, 13 apiece, early 4th quarter. And once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying and you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to come back and win, be sure to share as well. Hashtag NFL. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always greatly appreciated as well. Right now, though, around the NFL, we have the Buffalo Bills on top of the Carolina Panthers at the end of the 3rd quarter by a score of 24-8. Detroit going to pick up their 2nd win of the year, it looks like, leading Arizona, bearing any unforeseen comeback, 27-6 early 4th quarter. The Dolphins have taken a lead at home against the Jets, early 4th quarter as well, 24-17. For the most part, all these games now are, in fact, in the 4th quarter. As we finally get to these, as we're a little bit behind in this category. Of course, stats and scores, and take a look around the league at halftime. Here we are, early 4th quarter, but tied at 13. Titans, Steelers are just now tuning in. And we're also watching, in the meantime, on Fox, Cowboys, Giants. It's 21-6 Dallas. Titans Steelers tied at 13 here. And then with or without Urban Meyer, the Jaguars are still losing. They trail by 7 at home against the Texans, who they lost to week 1. Score there from Duval, 23-16. Games still to kick off this week. Of course, we're supposed to have 2 games on right now today, this Sunday, December the 19th, 6 days before Christmas. Hopefully everyone has a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year as well. Washington and Philly postponed to Tuesday night at 7. And Seattle and LA, the Rams, also postponed to Tuesday at 7 because of COVID. Both those games will be on Fox and only local, regionally broadcast. Doubleheader on Tuesday night for Tuesday Night Football. And then actually we're supposed to have a game yesterday before New England Indy with Vegas and Cleveland with the silver and black and the dog pound. But because of COVID as well, that was postponed to tomorrow. And we have a doubleheader on Monday Night Football again. Raiders-Browns at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and the Monday Night Football will, in fact, be Vikings-Bears at 8:30. But still to come today, as the Steelers kick off. We're tied at 13 with the Titans and Steelers. Touchback on the kick, 1st and 10, Tennessee from 25. We have Cincinnati in Mile High taking on the Denver Broncos. Atlanta's out in the Bay taking on the 49ers. America's Game of the Week coming up in less than an hour or so now on Fox. Green Bay taking on the Baltimore Ravens. We'll see if Lamar Jackson plays. And then Sunday Night Football. Marie Laveau coming for Tom Brady as the Saints are in Tampa to take on the Bucs. 1st and 10, Tennessee from the 25. Tied at 13 with the Pittsburgh Steelers, 13-24 to play. Out of the eye, we'll see in the running game when both these teams need to run the football if they can in order to win. And what a game this has been. And we got another update. What do we got on CBS? Okay, Jets, Fins, and Tua with a passing touchdown to give Miami the lead. 24-17 in the fourth quarter. Miami's still in it. They are. They're right behind both New England and Buffalo in the East. Pittsburgh in the North still has a chance to win the division. Probably make it as a wild card, though. We'll see. Flag from behind. This is coming back. They'll replay it down. It'll be a hold on the Titans. Incomplete on the screen. But, yeah. Tennessee's probably going to end up saying they're getting fucked by the refs now because every penalty is, for the most part, against them. But, hey, they are starting to call it down the middle. Like, the clear and obvious ones they're actually throwing flags on. Earlier they weren't. Now the second half they are, and they're calling it down the middle. I mean, penalty-wise, both teams have a few, so it's not like it's just one-sided. Felt like that earlier, but now it's, roles reversed a little bit in this tale of two halves matchup. 1st and 20 for the Titans. How about a turnover? They need midfield for a first down. They'll hand off. And to the 34 goes number 40 in Hilliard for the Titans. And now Pat Freiermuth out for the rest of the game with concussion. He'll be in concussion protocol all week. And, we'll see if he plays next week at Kansas City. But we still got 12 and change to play here today. So, and potentially even overtime if we stay deadlocked at 13 at the end of regulation. So 2nd and 16 now. Empty set as Hilliard motions out in the slot near side. Play clock winding down. They barely get it off. And a tackle right as the catch is made by Terrell Edmonds. Be 3rd down for Tennessee. 3rd and 11. If you can get off the field again here, under 11, 10 minutes to play, chance to take the lead when you probably should already have it, but I'll digress. You're going to be okay. Like I said, if you can take care of business yourself, the rest will figure itself out. It will. Just give it time. Might not be overnight success, but just give it time. Well, 3rd and 11, they get 11.5, 12 yards on the reception. 1st and 10, Titans at midfield.
I think you just found your guy. Rodgers inside is going to run up.
And Edmonds with another tackle.
Pocket for the slot position. Tannehill's eyes. He does a great job. That's a great shot for young quarterbacks. He knows where he's going, but he has to move the defense. The zone guy, so he turns his eyes.
So 1st and 10 from midfield.
So they get out of a 1st and 20. And a 3rd and 9. And a new set of downs.
And another run. And Loudermilk on the stop after a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and medium. 2nd and 5. Gotta get off the field. Hell, Foreman, yeah, he might end up with over 100 rushing yards if he keeps up. Second down and 5. 2nd and 5 from the 44. And they're going to hand off again. Foreman for a yard or so, maybe 2. If he's lucky enough. 3rd down and 3. Under 10 to play. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Titans. This is a big 3rd down again right here. This is crucial. They can get off the field, get back out on offense, work some clock, end up scoring, hold on to it. Okay. Same goes for Tennessee, honestly, but big 3rd down here for the Steeler defense, no doubt about it. See if they can make another stop. 3rd and 3 from the 42. They need like the 39.5, 40-yard line. Play clock winding down. They barely get it off again. They run a screen. It's tipped and it's picked off by Joe Schobert. Joe Schobert on a run to the 30-yard line. Another turnover by the Titans. That's 3 today. The first interception. Technically the first interception, even though Hayden's fumble was a pick. 1st and 10 now, Pittsburgh. And who steps up? It's 93 Joe Schobert, the former Jaguar who was used to playing Tennessee in the South. And he tips it, or actually, who the hell tipped that? Looked like Casey Hampton lost a lot of weight. And then Schobert there to pick it off, but 1st and 10, another turnover. You got to be able to capitalize off this now. Run the damn fucking football. Rock the Naj and run 22 and work some clock. Defense wins you championships, whether you have enough offense or not. Defense wins you championships. Empty set. 1st and 10 from the 31. Ben looking to throw. Quick bubble screen complete to Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson for 7.5, maybe 8. Be 2nd and short. Sucks Frymuth's out with a concussion. Gentry's going to have to step up, though, at tight end. Yeah, keep getting to DJ. How about Chase Claypool making up for his mistakes all year? Wouldn't that be something? Run 22. Jesus Christ. Can you at least fucking block for him and give him some room? Now you got a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 6. Jesus Christ. Now you're not even going to take any time off the damn clock. Can't even capitalize off a damn turnover again. My God. They cannot run the football. So why at this rate? Why don't you take a deep shot? You really haven't taken any deep shots all day. You got a 3rd and 5 from the 26. Work the sticks, get a 1st down to begin with, first off. Ben going to pump fake, step up, and he's going to go down the damn sack. He wanted to go deep, and he's going to go down. It'll be 4th and 7. And from the 28, they take barely a minute off the clock. It's going to be about a 46-yard field goal for Chris Boswell. And they would already have the lead right now with the missed 56-yarder before halftime. This would make it, with a make, 19-13, but with a make now, 16-13, officially from 46 yards.
Look at this in the 4th quarter. You can see it. You can see it. It's impressive. It's 46 yards.
kick with the snap and hold. All good. Steelers take their first lead of the afternoon, 16-13, with 7:20 to play. 3 turnovers by the Titans have led to Pittsburgh Steeler points. Defense, defense, defense. 16-13.
Because you're forever connected, I love it. 2 touching center diamonds representing
What a game. And what another comeback by Pittsburgh.
perfect gift to give this holiday. Exclusively at
Got to keep giving it to them, though, on defense.
From VR, I'm not a gamer nerd. So Jazz on a glacier, and Jizz on a volcano, getting the
Keep getting after them. Don't let up. Pedal to the metal. They're down by 3 now, Tennessee is. So we'll keep putting them down and keep getting after them. Do whatever it's going to take to get the job done. Like I said, find a way. Just find a way. And I said earlier, I didn't know if the turnovers or penalties would be crucial. Here in the end, yeah, for sure, no doubt about it. Just still got a lot of time left, though. 7:20, 2 timeouts for both teams, plus the 2-minute warning. That's like a whole quarter of football. It is. So you can't, once again, as you've done and allowed numerous times this year already, give up that big pass play late in the 4th quarter. That'll cost you the game. Because they did it against the Raiders. They did it against the Bengals. They did it a few times against the Chargers. And then, I mean, in the Charger game and the Viking game again, they had that game lost a few times. And then found a way to win both and then lost both in the end anyway. So, Ryan Tannehill with the 3 turnovers. Really, the interception's only his fault, but the other 2 were catching fumbles. He's going to be walking to the gallows, and the hangman's coming for this Tennessee Titan team. 7:20 to play, and the Steelers are on top by 3. 16-13. You got to keep giving it to them, though. You got to keep shutting them down on defense. It's been a tale of 2 halves. They've scored 13 unanswered now to take the lead. And on the return, we'll have a touchback. 1st and 10 Titans from the 25-yard line. 7:20 to go. 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Steelers lead by 3, 16-13. Once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. A must-win for the Steelers at 6-6-1 with playoff hopes on the line. First and 10 from the 25, and Tannehill, who gets rocked after an 11-yard gain, gets back up. Quarterback keeper on a draw. Really little misdirection draw near side, and had a blocker, and he got the first down. So they're going to run the ball, and they're going to make Pittsburgh stop them if they want to beat them. And credit if they can, but if not, well, then they're lost, and hopefully get a few stops here. But fumble on the snap, and the Steelers recover. The Steelers have recovered, so they say at least. They recover. Pittsburgh Steeler football. Another turnover by the Titans. Wow. Just wow. Foreman and Hayward are still fighting for the football, along with T.J. Watt. TJ Watt comes up with the football. That's a 1st and 10 for the black and gold. Another turnover. Wow. You got to be able to capitalize off it, though, again, and not a field goal. But that would extend the lead a little bit. Touchdown, really? Make it a 10-point game with as much time as left, even with the 2 timeouts and 2-minute warning that they'd have. Yeah, no. You score a touchdown here, 23-13, 20 unanswered to take the lead. For the most part, I would think ball game the way Tennessee's playing, because they can't turn the ball over like this and expect to win. Just wow. This Steeler defense just, I don't even know what to say. It's like, it's been very frustrating. It is a little emotional, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but it is. And, like, you got to be able to capitalize, though, on defense. You know, like I said last week, if they take care of business, I know I said it a few times today, but if they can take care of business and find a way to get in the playoffs and find a running game and are continuing to play defense like this, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Tua with a pick 6, another update, and the Jets tied at 24. So we've seen updates, along with watching Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Dallas, New York. We've seen updates with just the Lions and Cardinals and the Jets and Dolphins for some unknown reason. None of the other games right now. We saw highlights at halftime, but those are the only updates we've seen today. We'll see if we get bonus coverage by any means, but 2nd and 4, they run 22. And nowhere for Najee to go because they can't block for him. But credit to Tennessee's front 7. They're getting to him. They're stopping the run in Pittsburgh up until recently. And they really still can't stop the run on defense, but they're forcing turnovers and getting the ball back. If only this offense can move the football. 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9. For the Steelers from the 34. At least get to close to a 1st down. If you don't, because give Boswell a little more room to kick a field goal, won't be as long. Ben rolls out near side, complete to Deontay Johnson. He's going to slip and fall at the 30-yard line. So it'll be 4th down, about 5. And Boswell is going to run on for another field goal. Rely on your special teams, folks. This will be from about 47, 48 yards out. Field goals with the defense that Pittsburgh has been playing today. 48-yard field goal attempt. And this would make it 22-13 if he has the other. This kicks up and good, though. Make it 19-13 Steelers. They've now scored 16 unanswered with 4:29 to play. Yeah, Boswell is arguably one of the best kickers in the league. He is. At least they can rely on special teams. That's why I say, you run the ball, you open up play action, you play good defense, and you rely on your special teams. And if only the Chargers would have kicked field goals on Thursday night, they would have won. You know, like, just imagine if Pittsburgh would be going for it as many times they did on 4th down here today. And I'm not even a Chief or a Charger fan, I'm a Steeler fan. As pissed off as I was then, with them going for it, not kicking it, just imagine how pissed off I'd be right now if Pittsburgh wouldn't have all these field goal points off of the turnovers, capitalizing and taking the lead with 4.5 to play. 19-13 Pittsburgh. And a touchback on the kick, another 1st and 10 for the Titans to begin at the 25-yard line. How about another turnover? There's been 3 of them, 4 of them, 5. Hell, I've lost count.
And I'll kick it anywhere.
3 to be exact, I do believe, with the 2 technical fumbles, even though the second was an interception because the ball never hit the ground, and then the interception in the last drive. So, well, actually 4 giveaways have led to 4 Pittsburgh field goals, they say. So that's 12 points. They don't turn the ball over. They lead by 6, not doing a damn thing in the second half at 13-7. Because Pittsburgh, all they would have would be the Roethlisberger touchdown at the end of that point. If I'm not mistaken, correct? Yeah, I believe so. So, Dante Foreman up the middle, big first down run, 1st and 10. Titans, the thing is, settling for field goals might bite you. You never want to settle unless you absolutely have to. You want to score touchdowns as much as you possibly can. Because if Tennessee scores here down by 6 at 19-13, and then the extra point's up and good, they take the lead at 20-19 with little to no time remaining. Just as they did to close out the first half, work the clock, give Pittsburgh the ball back with no time, under the 2-minute warning, even with timeouts. Okay, yes, they got in field goal range, but then that 56-yarder to close the first half, if they'd have that, okay, they'd still be on top. Tennessee would need to kick an onside kick, but then if Pittsburgh, on top of all that, could do what they did to close out the first half and get back in field goal range for ball as well, maybe he's going to be kicking a game winner if they score a touchdown here. Hypothetically speaking, that potentially all could potentially happen. We'll see how it plays out, but that's where we're at now with 3:33 to play. 1st and 10 for the Titans as TJ Watt makes the tackle, tried to punch the ball loose, and then now Foreman's down injured. His right leg, it looks like, got rolled up. Right ankle, foot maybe. The 1st and 10 for Tennessee. So they're going to have to go back to probably McNichols. And with the injuries, they start with McNichols. He gets hurt. Go to Foreman. Foreman's now hurt. Insert McNichols back into the lineup.
Coming in to this week, 86 players had suited up and played in a game this year for the Titans, which is the most in the league.
You have to give Vrabel and John Robinson credit, and there's still a chance at the number 1 seed.
Big time.
And we'll take a timeout because of the injury. We'll take a TV timeout.
This is surgical residency.
Got Dallas on top of the Giants, 21-6 still. As it's going to be a wild finish down the stretch with this playoff picture, with who's in and who's out. It'll be interesting to say the least on what does in fact happen, but Pittsburgh, like I said, once again, if they can take care of business and not have to worry about potentially getting some help, but if they get some help too, even better, it'll work itself out. It will. You take care of business, it'll work itself out. Because the 3, including the 4th team they're playing right now in Tennessee, still have to go to Kansas City and Baltimore with the next home game on a Monday night, early January against the Browns, who've already beaten this year as well. If they can take care of business, they're going to be sitting pretty. They will be. Make a run in the playoffs. Who knows? But, another Steeler game coming down to the wire. Who would have thought? From the 42, 1st and 10. So we are on a trip to Hard Attack City again today. Tannehill out of the gun, going to hand off. Highsmith on the tackle after a 3-yard run. McNichols back in at running back. No, but everybody they still have to play is also in the playoff picture with the Titans, Chiefs, Browns, and Ravens. So I said, if they can take care of business, they'll be okay. They'll be all right. Toss to the far side on 2nd and 6. And then Highsmith on another tackle. So Alex Highsmith now coming alive late in this game. And we got another update. What do we got? Back to the Jets and Dolphins. Jesus Christ. Dolphins retake the lead, 31-24. A lot of good games on right now, it seems like. And we still got more football to be played, as mentioned earlier. And actually, we're going to save holding off previewing next week until either tomorrow, at the latest Tuesday, If definitely tomorrow, but latest Tuesday, if in fact that one game is going to be on in my area and I can watch it and stream. Because we still got a lot of football from now until then to be played. So, of course, don't want to confuse anybody with this game or that game and whatnot. So, Highsmith going to come out. 2 straight tackles, I guess, from up above. They pull him to get him looked at to go in concussion protocol. I guess maybe it was a little gimpy getting up. I don't know. And 3rd and 6, another big third down for the Steeler defense, up by 6, 19-13 with 2:32 to play and counting. 3rd and 6, Tannehill on the snap. Over the middle, it's caught, but then Schobert on the tackle, a yard short. 4th and 1. And Tennessee's going to have a decision to make. Looks like they'll drain it to the 2-minute warning. Maybe just try to draw them off sides first off, which that's what looks like they'll do. Pittsburgh going to call a timeout, though, with 2:10. So they can't take it to 2 minutes. Tomlin's going to make Vrabel snap it on 4th and 1 with 2:10 to play. And, yeah, just don't jump off sides. That's what they'll try to get you to do. They convert. Okay, they have a 1st and 10, 2 minutes to play. If not, you have a 1st and 10 with 2 minutes to play. Well, probably a 2nd down with 2 minutes to play because you'll have to run a play after this. They had 2 seconds back on the clock, so 2:12 officially. And then, you can run the football when you need to. Work some clock. Make Tennessee call their 2 timeouts. You're probably going to be in a third, or Tennessee might even get the football back at that point in time. But then have the drive the length of the field, with no timeouts and little no time to score to win. Big 4th and 1 here. Tennessee going to go for it rather than kick it. I mean, 2 timeouts, 2:12, plus 2-minute warning. Why not kick it? Potentially an onside kick or play defense to get the ball back then. But they haven't done a damn thing in this second half. Being shut out since halftime. Tannehill under center. They're going for it. 4th and 1. They run it. And Foreman's back in, and the pile's going to get pushed. And depending on the spot, it doesn't look like he got it. Depending on the spot, it's either going to be a turnover on downs or a 1st and 10 for the Steelers with 2 minutes to play. They're going to have to bring a chain gang out for this. This is a big play. This is a big spot, and maybe that got him the 1st down. They marked them short, it looks like, though. That's why I said they're going to have to measure and bring chain gang out. Tony Romo says size matters sometimes. Well, let's ask his wife. Chain gang out for a measurement. And they give him the 1st down. Good half of football, good for a 1st down. 1st and 10 Tennessee with 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Down 6, needing a touchdown to win the game. So Pittsburgh's defense, once again, going to have to make another stop. This game last year came down to the final play of the game. Seems like we're headed down the same road again. But at the start, like I said, Tennessee has not defeated Pittsburgh since 2013. Pittsburgh on a 3-game winning streak in this all-time series. And, with the rivalry that it is, Titans always wanting to start shit, it seems like.
Swelling or redness? Don't wait to see your doctor. These could be symptoms of deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot, which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain.
19-13 with 2 minutes to play. Once again, sorry for the technical difficulty there with a buffer and a disconnect and reconnect, but we're good again. That's the second time, unfortunately, it's happened today, but I guess I'm due because it hasn't happened recently. But as we hit the 4 o'clock hour now, 2 minutes to play here this Sunday before Christmas, with the Titans trailing the Steelers, needing a touchdown to win the game. 1st and 10 when we return after a big 4th and 1 conversion. So, I mean, probably in the end, yeah, right decision, go for it. You could have played it either way, but you continue to drive, you get it you score, you win for the most part. Because Pittsburgh only has one timeout now. Earlier when they were able to drive before halftime to attempt that field goal that Boswell missed, that really is going to come back and be the difference at this rate. Because, it would be 22-13 right now, and then they need a touchdown and more than that to even come close to winning. But come back to it here, 1st and 10, Tennessee. Name of the game is, of course, to win, because that's all anybody ever remembers. But, Foreman now over 100 rushing, as, thought there a little bit ago that maybe if he keeps it up, he will finish with over 100 rushing, and he does now. Tannehill complete for about 8 yards, all of 2nd and 2, a minute 15 counting to play. But Pittsburgh on defense here are going to have to get the hell off the field. But no, they had 2 timeouts earlier when they were able to drive before halftime. Not 1, 2. So you're going to have to get out of bounds if you do get the ball back down, needing to get field goal range for the lead and potentially the win at that point in time. And like I said, that's because the big difference right now is the missed 56-yarder by Boswell at the end of the first half. Because if they have that, 22-13, Tennessee needs a touchdown and more to get a little closer. 1st and 10, they're going to run it. Deontay Foreman. And this running game, once again, not being able to run it and stop it might end up costing Pittsburgh. Because Tennessee, running the football when they need to, if they can, they're going to hope to find a way to win here. And now TJ Watt's hurt. He's been banged up all year, though. He did set the new single-season sack record for the Steelers with 17 sacks here today, breaking James Harrison's record from 2008. And, he just got piled on top of. But Pittsburgh with no more timeouts now, so they have 0 with 59 seconds to play. 2nd and 6. And if Tennessee scores a touchdown, they're going to win. So they're going to work this clock, and, this game come down to the final play. TJ Watt with a rib injury, a midsection injury, it looks like. From the 16-yard line, 2nd and 6 for the Titans. Trips in a bunch near side. And if Tennessee scores, they, for the most part, will win. Off the edge, strip sack, fumble. Tennessee right there to recover, though. Man. Got a flag on the play. Another turnover, but they recover that one. What's the penalty, though? What is the flag? Holding on the offense. 10 yards, they'll replay the down. And TJ Watt's back out there. He doesn't care if his ribs are fucking broke. He's going to get out there and make a play and hopefully seal the deal and win the Steelers this game. It's going to be 2nd and long after the hold. Back at the 24, 2nd and 18, 2nd and 20. Very loud defense chance for the steel curtain to bring it down. 2nd and 16 officially at the 26. And they have spotted the ball 3 separate times to reset for 2nd and 26 for the Titans. What the hell? Come on, officials, get your head on straight. 53 seconds to play. Pittsburgh on top by 6, 19-13. The Lions are going to beat the Cardinals. Spot of the fumble. 3rd down rather than 2nd down with the hold. Oh, they declined the hold. Okay, that's why. 3rd and 14. Yeah, you take the down rather than the yardage. 3rd and 14. I don't know why none of us thought that. But, okay. That play was wacky. It was. 3rd and 14 now from 24. Trips near side once again. Tannehill looking to throw. And it's going to be caught at the 16, but 4th down. 45 seconds of counting. It looks like Tennessee's going to call a timeout, and they're going to have to go for it. Because a field goal, I mean, if you kicked it a little bit ago, maybe you get the ball back with some time, but you probably don't anyway. Be 4th and 6, and here's your ball game. They convert, drive stays alive, end up scoring, they're going to win. Field goal ain't going to cut it. Not unless, of course, you get an onside kick and then kick it again to tie, a touchdown to win. But a touchdown right now on 4th and 6 could win it for you to begin with. So they're going to go for it. They're already good for a 4th down conversion on this drive to begin with. Here we go, 4th and 6, potentially the ball game. Steelers on top, 19-13. Lions going to win their second game. Cowboys just defeated the Giants. Houston defeats Jacksonville again, so whether Urban Meyer's coaching or not, Jags still lose. Meantime, 4th and 6 from the 16, Tannehill complete, and then a stop by Joe Hayden. Joe fucking Hayden, what I say earlier. How the hell is that forward progress? How the hell is that a first down? That's a stop, that's turnover on downs. Yeah, there's no way in hell that's a 1st and goal. There's no way in hell that's a first down. None. This play is going to come down to a review. It was caught, and then Joe Hayden, right there. He's a yard short. He is a yard short. There's a look for you right there, the one and only look that you're going to get. He is short. How the hell can you say 1st and goal on that? That's a stop and a turnover on downs, and that's your ball game. And all Roethlisberger has to do is take one kneel down. They might call a timeout. They bring the chain gang out for a measurement. He's short. He is short. He's short. No. Steeler ball, 1st and 10, ball game. Steelers are going to win 19-13. And Tennessee's right there out to look at the ball. Vrabel getting an explanation. And the Joe Hayden back from injury. What I say earlier, keep an eye on him. Making a few big plays in this 4th quarter. And the Steelers are going to beat the Titans, and they're still alive in the playoffs. 7-6-1 now. 2 out of the last 3 of their winners. All games, for the most part, in the wins decided by a touchdown or less. But a big stop. They're going to look at it, and they should have. They measured, and he's short. He was short to begin with. I don't know how the hell they thought, or why they thought, or why they spotted him as Mike Tomlin blows a kiss to the camera. Goodbye. Good night. See you later. Christmas came early. The Steelers win. It's under review now. Okay, so this game's coming down to a measurement and a review. That's where we're at. He's short. He is a yard short. The ball shouldn't even spot where it's spotted at, but he's still short on a measurement anyway. He's short. It's a turnover on downs. Ball game. Steelers win it. And Tennessee's arguing that it's a first down. I mean, it's he said, she said. He is short. I mean, you got to honestly get your fucking index card and measure. That's as close can get. Well, it shouldn't have been that close to begin with, but meantime, on Fox, following the Cowboy win over the Giants, we got bonus coverage with the Panthers and Bills, so I will get a Panther game this year. And the only 2 games, or the only 2 teams I won't see play at this point in time, I don't think moving ahead either, will be the Jets and Texans. But I've at least covered 1 game, give or take, whether it's bonus coverage or not, of every team in the league this year, which I try to do to begin with. And Matt Roll might be fighting for his job. Unable to get to the line of gain. 1st down and 10 Steelers. Roethlisberger on for kneel down, and Pittsburgh's going to win it. Merry Christmas. Steelers win 19-13 over the Tennessee Titans. shutting them out in the second half, scoring 16 unanswered after being down 13-3 at halftime. He is short. He needed another blade of grass for a first down. Roethlisberger is going to get chippy here with a kneel down. They have one timeout, but it's not going to matter, so they're not going to call it. They might just to piss him off. But just as Tennessee wanted to start shit pregame, standing on the logo, Pittsburgh finishes it with a win by 6, 19-13. Good handshake with Mike Tomlin and Mike Vrabel, rather than the fish hook from Urban Meyer last week. He since lost his job. Tennessee drops to 9-5. Pittsburgh 7-6-1 and still in the playoff hunt. 19-13 win over the Titans. As mentioned, if they can take care of business themselves, they're going to be okay. They're still going to be on the outside looking in for the time being. Okay, Buffalo's going to get to 8-6, even with the head-to-head. Week 1 right now not going to matter. The tie is going to hurt in that regard against the Lions. Plus, they lost to the Chargers. But in the North, if they can win the division, because they beat Cleveland and they beat Baltimore, who they still both have to play, even though they got swept by the Bengals, Baltimore is the lone AFC North team right now in the playoffs. Everybody else is on the outside looking in. It's doable, okay? Kansas City is your 1 seed. New England's going to be your 2, and then Tennessee your 3 because of head-to-heads. Baltimore's 4. 5, 6, and 7 are, in fact, the Colts, Chargers, and Bills, and then everybody else that's still alive that hasn't been eliminated yet, still in the hunt, including the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll see if we get bonus coverage on CBS or not. I know America's Game of the Week coming up next on Fox with the Packers and Ravens. Bills going to beat the Panthers. We'll update some final stats and scores from this game and from around the league here momentarily. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. No, it doesn't look like we'll get bonus coverage on CBS. So your winners today: the Lions beat the Cardinals, Cowboys over the Giants, Steelers, of course, with the winner of the Titans here, and the Texans sweep the Jags. We have Packers-Ravens kickoff along with Sunday Night Football, and then the 2 doubleheaders on Monday and Tuesday Night Football, respectively. But Bengals-Broncos just kicked off, Falcons-49ers as well. The Bills are going to win, along with the Dolphins winning, as they're still in it, at 7-7, but the tie with the Steelers and the Lions is going to help Pittsburgh in that regard, I would think, because, that tie is not a win, but it's not a loss either. So, the Dolphins have one less loss than, or the Steelers, have one less loss than the Dolphins. But, they really probably should be 8-6. And at 8-6, it's a lot different than 7-6-1, but still got 3 more games, and it's going to be a good big game next week, day after Christmas, at Kansas City with the Steelers and Chiefs, no doubt about it. And I'll have live watch on reactions live here on YouTube then, so be sure to tune in. But like I said, if they can take care of business down the stretch, find a way to make it playoffs, they're going to be okay. They just have to find a running game. They have to find a running game with Najee Harris. He finished today, and hopefully Pat Freiermuth was okay again. Ended with a concussion. Najee Harris only had 12 carries for 18 yards rushing. Unacceptable and absolutely pathetic. He did have, in the receiving game, well, not much, 2 for 8. Roethlisberger finished in the win. 16-25, a $148. Neither quarterback had a passing touchdown. Tannehill had an interception. Hell, they turned the ball over a few too many times. Pittsburgh was able to capitalize with points. But both quarterbacks had a 1-yard quarterback sneak rushing touchdown. And then it was a field goal game. And the Titans get shut out in the second half. Pittsburgh was 6 unanswered, down 13-3 at the half. They win it 19-13. But they have to find a running game. Plain and simple. They have to find a running game. How hard is it to run the football? The defense can't do it all for you all the damn time. another, one-score game that they, this time around, come out on top on. Just imagine, last week and even today, they start faster than they did. Like, just, they're always playing catch-up. They're always playing from behind. They obviously like doing that, so, I mean, it is what it is as long as they win. They're now 7-6-1. They've won 2 of 3. The last time they won 2 of 3, they went on a 4-game winning streak. And they need to win 4 in a row, take care of business to close out the year to make the playoffs for the most part. If they, like I said, once again, if they can take care of business, they're going to be sitting pretty, and they'll be in the postseason for the most part, barring any unforeseen drama among other games. But you take care of business, the rest will sort itself out. Okay? TJ Watt with a post-game interview, setting the Steelers' single-season sack record. Banged up again. Had a turnover or 2 there. Need to start fast, no doubt about it. No shit, you don't say. Hey, a win's a win. A win's a win. Defense playing stellar. Just great. Joe Hayden back. What I say earlier, keep an eye on Joe Hayden. And he made a couple big plays, including the play of the game to seal it. Schobert had an interception. Minka played well again. Highsmith and Spillane had a few big tackles. Even Devin Bush. Wormley had the sack with Hayward on the first play of the game, for God's sakes, for Tennessee on offense. Once again, like I said, with Pat Freiermuth, hopefully he's okay. Concussion. He'll be in concussion protocol all week, and we'll see if he plays next week. So somebody else, of course, is going to have to step up offense, defense, and special teams. We always got to rely on special teams, too, with Chris Boswell, and he had how many field goals today that, in the end, ended up being the difference and won the game. Take that, Brandon Staley and the Chargers, because if you would have kicked as many field goals as you had the opportunity to on Thursday, well, you beat the Chiefs, and that damn game doesn't even go to overtime. But I'll digress there. I said my piece during that stream. Be sure to go check out that, along with the stream from last night. Thank you for tuning in once again today. And be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and hopefully tune back in tomorrow and on Tuesday as well for more live watch-along reactions in the NFL. But they have a fun running game. They have to be able to run the football with Najee Harris. Like, he arguably today had his worst game of his NFL career. A total of, 26 yards? 12 for 18 on the ground and 2 for 8 receiving? Just, no. They got the takeaways for sure, Bill Cowher. Yes, no doubt about it. And they were able to capitalize. They were able to force turnovers with the pressure. Get a full game and get Najee Harris running the football. It's going to work itself out, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time if they're there. I'm telling you right now. Because if they can click on all cylinders at that point, and they got everything in the world going for them, who says they can't be beat? Who says they can't be stopped? A win's a win, exactly. It doesn't matter. That's why I said earlier, find a way. Find a way to win this game. Find a way to win. And they did in the end, and a win's a win. And it was the defense that won them the game, along with Chris Boswell. Both quarterbacks, 1 rushing touchdown. Had 100-yard rusher in Devontae Foreman, no doubt about it. And Pittsburgh had next to nothing in the running game, but which they got to fix, and they know it as much as we do, no doubt about it. Said earlier, you didn't know if the penalties and turnovers would be crucial, and they, in the end, were. Penalties in the second half, they started calling them down the middle. If I'm Tennessee, at least Mike Vrabel, I'd be interested to see what he has to say, what he was told there to end the game with the spot and then the measurement and the review. They reviewed it, though. It came from up above. And it stood as called and turnover and ball game. But I'd like to hear what the explanation he was told was, and what, of course, he has to say about it as well. I mean, hell, who knows? Maybe these two teams can meet again in another month or so come playoff time, and what a game that would be. And, like I said, if Pittsburgh can take care of business and somehow win the division or sneak in as a wild card, you win the division, you're getting a home playoff game. And Heinz Field in December, January, I mean, today did feel like a playoff game. Like I said, at the start, now they're 5-2-1 at home. They can't win on the road, it seems like, even though they have. But, all the wins, as I look at it, all of the Steeler wins this year by a touchdown or less. And all the losses, other than the one blowout against the Bengals right after Thanksgiving. The tie is the tie, and we'll see if that helps or hurts. At a max, they're a loss by a touchdown, touch and a half, maybe 2 touchdowns. Like, once again, if they can find a way now to continue to take care of business, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Do your job. The standard is the standard. They're going to be okay. Okay? They'll be all right. We can all, as Aaron Rodgers once said, not anything he said this year, but this would have been in 2014. 5 short letters. RELAX. And we can all relax. It'll be all right. Hopefully, schedule-wise, no more NFL games get postponed by any means. We had a few moved around this weekend because of COVID, and hopefully everyone's doing well and staying safe. But as of now, the Steelers play at the Chiefs next Sunday. I'll have live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube. Then around this time for a 4:30 kickoff from Arrowhead. As James Harrison actually sends in a video, I'm sure this was pre-recorded anyway, to TJ Watt saying congrats for breaking my record. Which... Hey, when you lose, you say little, and when you win, you say less. So I'm going to, and am trying to keep it short and sweet and say less today, because a win's a win. And an early Christmas gift from Black and Gold here today with the win over the Titans. So, once again, if only they can find a running game, they'll be even better than they are right now. Because once again, it's only a few things here or there. It's the small little things that all add up in the end. It is. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers there a second ago, Green Bay, Baltimore about to kick off from M&T Bank on the harbor, as Pittsburgh will head there in a few short weeks to close out the regular season, week 18, on right now, January the 9th. But the NFL is going to have 2 Saturday games again that weekend on the 8th. So who knows, because they haven't made any sort of announcement on the 2 games being played then. I mean, hell, the 2 games from yesterday that were supposed to be played, and the one only was because the one was moved to tomorrow. We were wondering there for a while who was going to be playing, and then we finally found out. It just a little longer than expected. So we got post game on CBS, and then Fox is still, of course, on TV2 with kickoff coming up shortly with the Packers and Ravens. We'll see if Lamar Jackson plays. But I mean, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Go Green Bay. Go Pack, go. All Steeler Nation should be rooting for Green Bay, no doubt about it today. Along with the Broncos and then the Raiders tomorrow. Because just imagine, standing-wise, which we'll take a look at now that I think about it and bring it up. And we'll update some final stats and scores here once again as well. In the AFC North, okay, Pittsburgh won. Cincinnati's up 3 on Denver. Baltimore is about to kick off, and Cleveland plays tomorrow. In the AFC North, Pittsburgh now at 7-6-1. If both Cleveland and Cincy lose, they'll both be 7-7. And then that tie would help out. Pittsburgh would be in second place. Baltimore dropped 8-6. But the thing is, like, Pittsburgh still has to play Cleveland and Baltimore. So I say you take care of business yourself. You're not going to have to worry about getting help. I mean, if you don't win the division, you could stink in as a wild card. But from now until then, there's still, once again, a lot of football to be played. Hypothetically, Pittsburgh wins. You want Denver, Green Bay, and the Silver and Black all to win this weekend, Steeler Nation. Okay? So place your bets and put them on the Broncos, Packers, and Raiders. And hope they all lose, because in Steelers with the win, they'd be the lone team in the division to win. Now, will that happen? I don't know. We'll see. We'll recap everything later. But we got 3 ongoing games. Bengals up 3-0 over the Broncos, and then both Atlanta, San Fran, and Green Bay, Baltimore just kicked off. So zeros across the board there. But earlier today, falling on Thursday and Saturday night with Chiefs and Colts wins over the Chargers and Patriots respectively, and a doubleheader tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, and a doubleheader on Tuesday for Tuesday Night Football with the Raiders and Browns, Vikings and Bears, Seahawks, Rams, and Skins, Eagles. And Sunday Night Football is still to come later on tonight with the Saints and Buccaneers. The Bills defeated the Panthers 31-14. Lions, second win of the year. Now, they should have had 2 wins probably a month before Thanksgiving, for God's sakes. But week before Christmas, they finally get their second win. 30-12 winners over the Cardinals. So the big topic now is, with the Cardinals losing their first game on the road this year, what's up with them? 2 straight losses and blah, 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 and, injuries across the board for everyone, and COVID running wild again. And, hey, these games are going to get played one way or another. We're going to have a winner, going to have a loser, and, that's why they play the games. Games don't decide on paper, decide on the field. So the Bills win, Lions win. Dolphins also beat the Jets in a season sweep, 31-24. Cowboys, 21-6 winners at the Giants. Dallas is going to win that division, but both Washington and Philly are bringing up the rear. The Giants are done for. I wouldn't be shocked if Joe Judge gets fired, along with Robert Saleh. As mentioned, with both New York teams, you have Chicago probably going to fire Matt Nagy. The Raiders and Jaguars are 2 current openings right now. Trying to think who else. Maybe Denver, Carolina. Minnesota. The Texans for sure, I think. Black Monday will be here before you know it. As coaching carousel will begin. But we'll get there when we get there. But it's going to be an interesting, wild finish down the stretch, to say the least, from now until the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But the Texans also won today, 30-16. So both Texas teams win in Dallas and Houston as they beat the Jags 30-16. But in this game we saw today with the Tennessee Titans and Pittsburgh Steelers, the black and gold have now won 2 of their last 3. Probably should be 3 in a row. They would have started fast last week. Or if they didn't decide to go for 2 a little earlier than they needed to last week. It was 29-20. Probably should have kicked it, because then you did get the 2-point afterwards. I would have tied it at 29, and then who the hell knows what would happen after that. But just as and once again today, as it's been all year, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. They have something good go for them, and then they give up something big. for the most part. They got to find a running game, though, on offense and find a way to continue to stop opponents' running game. Got highlights now on CBS postgame and Packers-Ravens on Fox, but defense played stout, no doubt about it. 3-4 turnovers, all led to points. And really was the difference in the win. And you got to rely on your special teams, too. And Boswell made as many field goals as he did. I believe 4 for 5, if I'm not mistaken. The one miss was from 56 yards out to close out the first half. And that would have been the difference if Tennessee, of course, would have scored on that drive, because then they would have been up 20-19. But then if you had that kick and everything else plays out the way it did, and you have all the other field goals, 22-20, Tennessee still has to do something else to win the game with no time left, basically. So, no, they, just as they do something good, it's one step forward, 2 steps back, they give a big play. And, at least late today, they didn't, they did last week, but not today. And they've done it a few other times, too, as mentioned earlier. They sort of did today, but they held them out of the end zone because they shut them out in the second half. So as many first downs as they did give up, they still found a way. That's why I said earlier, just find a way to win this game, and they did. And a win's a win, so you take it. Like I said, you lose, you say little, win, say less. I said try to keep it short and sweet, but here we go. And here we are. But like last week, like I said, could be a 3-game winning streak right now, honestly. Think about it. And the tie could have been a 5-game winning streak, Like, when they get hot and they're winning and they have momentum, they're headstrong, moving ahead in good company. No, but, like, last week they gave up that touchdown then after they scored 20 unanswered. And they're down, 36-20, and they scored again, went for 2 and got it. But then final play of the game, once again today, another trip giving us all heart attacks again. In the end, a win's a win. They just got to find a running game. If only they have a running game with Najee Harris, and it all starts up front. You have to be able to run the football. Okay? You got to be able to block the run, open up the play action, play good defense, and rely on your special teams. Like, I don't get why it's so hard to run the football. Look what Jonathan Taylor did last night. Look what he's done all year, for God's sakes, in the MVP conversation. Will he win? Probably not. But he won them the game last night, along with turnovers. Go listen to what I said about that game, because I streamed it. And thank you for tuning in and listening. Thank you for tuning in and listening right now. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. But defense. It was a hard-fought, low-scoring affair. It was a 2-touchdown game and field goals from both teams. And both quarterbacks had a rushing touchdown. Who would have thought that was Ryan Tannehill and Ben Roethlisberger? At least Tennessee had a 100-yard rusher and Dante Foreman, 22 carries for 109 yards rushing. Tannehill was 5 for 18 on the ground with a touchdown, and then 23 of 32 for a $152 passing. Sacked 4 times. 1 interception, really 2, but they counted the 1 turnover. The second fumble, when it was an interception, as a fumble. And then, there are a few more. Lost count on how many turnovers there were by Tennessee. And that's why they lost. They don't turn the ball over, like I said. Pittsburgh not able to capitalize. The Titans win this game, no doubt about it. But because they turned the ball over, and Pittsburgh was able to find a way to capitalize and score points off it and win the game, the Steelers deserve to win and the Titans deserve to lose. And a win's a win. A win is a win. So Tennessee's going to go back to Music City. They'll play on a short week. They host the 49ers on Thursday night. And for the most part, we will, in fact, have live watch-along reactions then, so be sure to tune back in. live right here on YouTube. Giving myself off streaming-wise Friday and Wednesday and Friday over this week and a half or so, dating back just this past Thursday, with some scheduling issues with shuffling some games around because of COVID. Of course, Thursday, off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday, Christmas Saturday, football then, next Sunday, and then potentially next Monday night too. And then, of course, as the college football bowl games will continue, we'll have a game tomorrow, 2 games Tuesday, a game Wednesday, 2 games Thursday, game Friday and Saturday, off next Sunday, and then really into the thick of it. Be sure to check out my bowl season preview as well, live right here on the channel. Let me know what you think. And then at that point, we'll be into the new year. But everybody after this week with no more bye weeks, these games are going to get played one way or another because with the money involved. Even though the NFL said over the summer, that if anybody had a COVID issue, they'd forfeit. Well, here we are because of the money that's on the line, the TV deals. They know people are going to watch, whether it's a national broadcast or only a local regional game. There's too much money on the line that they're not going to want to cancel it and just give the team an automatic win. When with the playoff picture right now, could really shake things up, so to speak. But Pittsburgh defeats Tennessee today. They'll head to Kansas City next Sunday. Today will in fact be the last 1 o'clock home game of the regular season, and potentially the last 1 o'clock home game for Ben Roethlisberger in his Hall of Fame career, because they host the Browns on a Monday night early January. Getting the playoffs, okay. But regular season wise, down the stretch this past decade and a half, almost 2 decades, 18 years. And it's been fun watching Roethlisberger, no doubt about it, at 1 o'clock on CBS on a Sunday afternoon, winning, or if not losing, or even tying. CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN, ABC. Been a fun ride for sure. But there's still football to be played, so I'm not going to get into any of that. And like I've said before, I still feel he could play another year or two if he wants to be honest with you, if they find a running game, because with as good as this defense is, and they have a running game, he's not going to have to do it all by himself. All he'd have to do would sit back and hand the ball off and throw it when he had to throw it, and not turn it over, and you're going to be winning more football games, plain and simple. Yeah, win's a win, I'll take it, no doubt about it. Just got to find consistency now. Okay, they won week 1, lost 3 in a row. 4-game winning streak they tied, and then lost 3 of 4 before they've won 2 of 3. So there's really no in between. They have to find some consistency down the stretch, and if they take care of business, I do in fact believe they'll be in the playoffs. But we got 3 more games to be played until then. At Kansas City, they host Cleveland on Monday night, January the 3rd, and then they go to Baltimore. Yeah, Steelers, Chiefs, the game of the week next week at 4:30 on CBS the day after Christmas. Hopefully everyone has a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year as well. But hopefully we tune back in tomorrow and potentially on Tuesday if that game is in fact on in my area. We'll have live watch long reactions then as well. In the NFL, with tomorrow's going to be Raiders-Browns, and then up until early in the Viking-Bear game, probably till halftime, and then we'll sign off, because that's what I did for the doubleheaders of Monday Night Football last year. And of course, we're getting another Tuesday night game this year, actually 2 of them. Of course, your Thursdays and Saturdays as well, with your Sundays and Mondays on top of it, as usual. But unlike last year, no NFL game every day of the week here in 2021. No Wednesday or Friday action, but they probably should, as I mentioned last night, just for the hell of it. Just move some more games around and give us football on a Wednesday afternoon and a Friday once again like they did last year, but they won't. I know they won't. Like I said, hopefully the schedule. Yeah, it's hectic. It's all over the place. Hopefully they don't switch any more games. But you know what can they do really when their hands are tied and business is business in the end. Is what it is. I really don't care to begin with, but these highlights are going to roll on. Lamar Jackson out, not playing against Green Bay today. Both teams with opening drive punts, though. So, like I said, Steeler fans, the Steelers win today over the Titans 19-13. You want Denver, Green Bay, and the Silver and Black Raiders to all win this weekend. 2 of those games ongoing right now. Raiders-Browns tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Following the postponement from yesterday, but if that happens, they should be in second place in the North. And then if they take care of business once again down the stretch, they'll be in the playoffs. But I feel they like it this way, because nobody's really talking about them. Give them a chance. Us versus the world mentality. Like, fuck you. If you don't think we're good enough, we're going to kick your ass. And not necessarily kick your ass, but we're going to beat you. Because in the end, a win's a win. Doesn't matter how we do it, we're going to beat you. Find a way to win, That's the motto now. Just find a way to win these next few games. And get into the playoffs, and then it's a whole new season. And they like playing catch-up in the second half. They like putting themselves in a hole. They like shooting themselves in the foot, it seems like. This was a team win today, no doubt about it. But they just love digging ditches for a living. And then jumping in and trying to find a way out. That's Pittsburgh Steelers football for you right now. Plain and simple. End of story. Seriously, it is. And, I mean, like I said earlier, if it works out and they win, okay, so be it. But if not, well, shit's going to hit the fan. One of those. But we'll see how they can build off of this, how they can continue to potentially roll on down to Kansas City, and then last home game of the regular season against the Browns before they head to Baltimore. So, until then, I say thank you for tuning in and listening, but hopefully you'll tune in for more live watch-along reactions from now until the end of the regular season, and then, of course, into the playoffs. Go check out my College Football Bowl game preview, as well as bowl games are underway. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Hit that red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well. Thumbs up button, share, chat questions, comments, super chat, super stickers. Always great appreciated as well. Hope to tune back in tomorrow and potentially on Tuesday, like I said once again. But in the end here today, the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Tennessee Titans 19-13. And your final stats are, in fact, as follows. With Ryan Tannehill, 23-32, had 152 yards passing, interception. They also had a few fumbles. Turnovers were crucial today. Turnovers is what killed the Tennessee Titans, and that's why they lost. They got shut out in the second half. They led 13-3 at halftime. Pittsburgh scored 16 unanswered, and Black and Gold win at 19-13. Dante Foreman had 22 carries for 109 yards rushing. Hilliard, 9 for 49. McNichols, 6 for 26. And then Tannehill had 5 carries, 18 yards. And the opening touchdown of the game from a yard out on a quarterback sneak. Both quarterbacks had a 1-yard quarterback sneak touchdown in this game. Receiving, Westbrook had 4 catches, 31 yards. Chester Rogers, 4 for 30. Foreman also had 2 catches, 27 yards out of the backfield. Jeremy McNichols, 3 for 25. Anthony Ferkser, 2 catches, 19 yards. Hilliard, 4 for 10. Pittsburgh Steelers on the flip side in the win. Big Ben Roethlisberger. 16 and 25, 148 yards passing. He was sacked 3 times as well, as was Tannehill 4 times. So both defenses played well up front. However, the Steelers did not turn the ball over one time. There was that one fumble, remember, but then there was the roughing the passer, which was the right call because they missed it earlier. Not necessarily a makeup, but you can't go low on a guy and, expect not to get a call called against you. It's just how the game is anymore. It's not 1975. The officials did do a better job in the second half, I thought, and started calling it down the middle, even though Tennessee did have more penalties than Pittsburgh did. Time possession-wise, I believe the Titans won that battle, but in the end, they got shot in the second half. Didn't do as much as they needed to. It was a tale of two halves, and Pittsburgh Steelers capitalized on it and came back and found a way to win. So a win's a win, but in the end, the penalties and the turnovers killed the Titans, and that's why they lost. Roethlisberger was 16 of 25 and 148 yards passing. He's now 5th all-time in the NFL with passing yards. Najee Harris, they need to find a running game though, man. 12 carries, 18 yards today, compared to what Tennessee did on the ground. Compared to what everybody else has done on the ground against this defense all year as well. They have to be able to find a running game down this stretch, take care of business, and they'll be okay. But yeah, Najee Harris had 12 carries, only 18 yards rushing. Not good. Not good, but a win's a win. They found a way to win. That's all anybody ever remembers anyway. So Pittsburgh 7-6-1. Tennessee going to drop to 9-4. Deontay Johnson. No receiver in this game had more than 40 yards receiving. He had 5 catches, 38 yards. Pat Freiermuth, once again, hopefully he's okay. Concussion protocol. We'll see if he plays next week. If not, Zach Gentry will have to step up in his absence as he did. One play, I believe, after he went down with that injury and got a big first down. Eric Ebron is nowhere to be found, so I don't know what's up with him. And then Kevin Rader as well. But Roethlisberger can't do it all by himself. That's why they have to find a running game. You find a running game, believe me, the rest of the offense playbook is going to open itself up, and you're going to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do. Because Ben's going to be able to get it to his playmakers in space, hopefully. Check it down to his tight ends. You continue to play good defense, rely on your special teams. You're going to be winning more football games, plain and simple. Like, it's not that hard to put together. It's common sense. It's just a matter of fact, can they do it, when they need to, especially running the football in the second half. So, Deontay Johnson, 5 catches, 38 yards receiving. Pat Freiermuth, 4 for 37. James Washington had 3 big catches for 36 yards. James Washington played well. Chase Claypool, though, come on, man, what the hell? His 12 yards he had on an end around. Officially, it went for a catch, but it was a run on an end around. But how that play was drawn up, it was out of the pistol. Ben handed off to Deontay Johnson. And then, Ben tossed to Deontay Johnson for a pass. And then Johnson lateraled it on the end around to Claypool. And then he got a first down. But Claypool hasn't done jack shit since, hell, I don't even know when. It's been how long. But yeah, James Washington had 3 catches, 36 yards. Zach Gentry, 1 for 17. Claypool's 12 yards total. Whether you want to count it as a run or pass, okay, that's for you to decide. And then Najee Harris had 2 catches, 8 yards. They need to get him more involved, plain and simple, in the offense, especially in the running game. But then work the screen game into it as well. And then special teams-wise, okay, they've had a few blocked punts this year. Almost blocked one earlier today. In the return game, for kickoffs and even punts, they need to make a splash in that category down the stretch. You always want to rely on your special teams, folks, believe me. Yeah, basics. Man, Pittsburgh, Chuck Noll to Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin, over the past half a century, 6 Super Bowls later, Pittsburgh got back to the basics today. even though another slow start.
In the AFC.
Um,
On the other side, I think the other big winner has to be the
find a way, and they found a way,
Heels of the
and they
Arizona
won.
Cardinals. You talked about the
So 19-13, I'll leave it at that. That's your final score. The Steelers defeat the Titans this December Sunday afternoon, right before Christmas. So hopefully everyone has a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year once again. But 6 days prior to the holiday, December the 19th, 2021, the Steelers have now won 2 of 3 after they dropped 3 of 4 with a tie to start it all. And even before that was a 4-game winning streak and a 3-game losing streak before then. So they have to be more consistent. They have to find a running game and continue to play good defense and allow Big Ben to be Big Ben. Rely on your special teams. They'll be okay. They'll be fine. Believe me. One thing at a time. Standard's still a standard, but a win's a win. And they're going to send the Tennessee Titans back to Nashville. Tennessee on a short week. They'll host San Fran Thursday night. Pittsburgh heads to Kansas City next Sunday. Live watch along reactions then, so be sure to tune in. And as always, thanks for tuning in and listening today. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. But in the end, the Steelers with another one-score game, taking us to Hardtack City, and a one-score win. A win's a win, though. And the black and gold are now 7-6-1. We'll see if that tie either helps or hurts them down the line, but they're still in the playoff hunt for the time being, but got to continue to take care of business. So we'll see if they can do just that these next few games before the playoffs begin, and then we'll see if they're in the playoffs or not, but one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Don't even think about Cleveland or Baltimore. And don't even think about, who the hell everybody else is playing. Like, seriously. You take care of business yourself. Okay, if you get some help, so be it. But if you take care of business yourself, the rest will sort itself out. And you're going to be sitting pretty. 7-6-1 now are the Steelers with a 19-13 win over the Tennessee Titans. So that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke, 96, live right here on YouTube. And once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Be sure to tune back in tomorrow and potentially once again on Tuesday for more NFL live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. But I'll end on this. Are you sure Hank done it this way? Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers did it the way they did it today, and they found a way to win. And a win's a win. 19-13 your win, as the final score is a 6-point victory for the Steelers over the Titans. 19-13 once again. 19-13 as Christmas came early for the Steelers to defeat the Tennessee Titans this afternoon. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Hope everybody tomorrow and potentially on Tuesday and next week for Steelers Chiefs at 4 o'clock. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Steelers win it by 6. Your final score once again, 19-13 over the visiting